Cheers. Cheers. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 21 of the Cheers Comics Podcast, where each week two of your friends are going to kick back a cold one and talk about their favorite comics of the week. Our show will contain some spoilers and may have some adult themes some parents might not find suitable for their children. So if you're cool with that, then join me, one of your hosts, Justin Jones, and the bombastically badass behemoth himself, Brian Wayne.
Yo.
How's it going, man?
I'm great. And joining us once again is Mason.
Mason Fox.
Mason Fox. He does the bass line.
He does the things.
Does some things. Been joining us. Things are gonna happen, but we're not gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about comic books. What did we do last? We had an episode not too long ago.
Yeah, we went and saw Captain Marvel.
We did. So what's happened since Captain Marvel for you?
I went to work.
You went to work.
Yep, and I read some comic books.
Cool. Alright. You did not go see Captain Marvel, Mason. What have you been doing for 2 weeks?
I have been playing a game and also working on job stuff.
Sweet.
But I have been playing a very good game called Hunt.
Hunt?
Yes.
Oh, what do you know? You'll have to tell me about it on another format sometime. In the meantime, I have just been breathing comics as normal. So, nothing too exciting to jump in and talk about. A little bit of news, but just a little.
What you got?
Remember how we were talking about old Mike Deodato Jr. leaving Marvel?
Yeah, gonna start his own thing.
He's gonna start his own thing, and they already announced his first project.
Ooh, tell me all about it.
I can tell you a little bit about it. It's involving Mr. Jeff Lemire. That's kind of a big deal.
Heck yeah.
So Jeff Lemire and Mike Deodato Jr. teaming up, and the book will be called Berserker Unbound.
Right
so
on.
So it looks like a barbarian in the city. And from the art I've seen so far, it looks like a barbarian in the city.
Nice.
Deodato's back, and he's teaming up with Jeff Lemire right off the bat.
Yeah,
so.
I'm excited to see what he can do when he has, full control of his own IP.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a big deal. But that's other than that, it's been pretty light.
Just want to jump into the books?
Pretty light. Yeah, let's these are the books that came out on the 6th of March 2019. And let's start with the indies.
What do you got?
Image Comics, Paper Girls, number 26. So they're back.
Brian Vaughn.
Yeah, Brian K. Vaughan, Cliff Chang, Matt Wilson, and Jared K. Fletcher. So this book came highly recommended by a couple of people, and then issue 25 came out, and I didn't read it because I was told they're going on a big break.
Yep,
I was
fair.
like, well, shit.
Hate to jump into something and, yeah, you liked that? Well, you got months to wait.
Yeah. So now that it's back, I just kind of had faith I would be able to jump in with very little knowledge as to what's going on and enjoy this. And from the reviews and stuff I looked at from before, it seems like it's a pretty straightforward type of story. It's just these girls just keep getting in wild and crazy adventures. And and this just seems like these girls who, at this point, I can't really tell you their names because I'm not all that attached to the characters yet, and I feel like all the characters, the 4 or 5 paper girls that are in here, aren't really in it yet. I tell you, there's aliens in this. There's a lot of weird face melting.
I believe it because after I really got into Saga and I knew they were taking a long break, I decided to check out one of their Brian's projects, Paper Girls, and I read the first 4 issues and I liked it. Still have a long way to go to catch up.
Yeah, no, this is wild, wacky stuff. I feel like it's not really something that you need to be completely tied to be able to just jump in. That's my take. Like, obviously it's going to take a few issues to get to know these characters, but I feel like if I, within the next 5 issues, I don't feel like I really needed to go back and read the previous 25.
Just jump on now and take it where it takes you.
Yeah.
It's very interesting art style. It's very sharp. Everything is sharp. There are not any real stray lines.
Yeah, no, what's his name? Mr. Cliff Chang and Matt Wilson, along with those are your artists. So yeah, no, it's a very interesting style of art. I would say it's an acquired taste. It's not hyper detailed by any means. It gets the point across. The color scheme is.
No, it's realistic but simplified. Almost.
Very simplified.
The cartoon style that Adam Reed is known for at this point.
Sure. Okay.
Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the use of colors. You know, just a lot of like base tones and these like bright splashes of these neon colors.
Oh yeah, no, it's like it goes, teal, yellow, teal, yellow,
Bright
yellow,
pink.
yellow,
Yeah.
teal, and then just tan, and then orange. So it's all in your face, but at the same time not overwhelming. Because for a while you're thinking like, oh, this color, I'm just putting me just like, oh shoot, it's back, and I have to thank the color for that, and it plays well with the whatever. The thing is that I can't really say a whole lot about it because I don't know these girls yet.
I know how you feel. Yeah.
I plan on getting to know them after this. You're such a big fan of Brian K. Vaughan, and that's what drew me into it. Other than the fact that like 3 times in the same week, it's just from all different angles. Everyone's like, "Oh, Paper Girls is the shit," and I'm like, "Why am I not reading this?" And then, like I said, 25 came out, and then as soon as I picked it up, I heard that this is the last issue for a while, and yeah. So,
you cursed it.
It's what I do. What I do. The curse of the bombastic what?
I can only say it once.
The
words are gone.
Oh, it's part of the curse.
Yep.
You can only say it once. This is a Justin book coming up. More Image Comics Die #4.
Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans.
So I read it like I said I would, but I'm still in the same boat as last time.
Yeah, not your story, huh?
Still not my story. I'm reading it because I know that there's something huge happening with this. I'm collecting it for financial speculation at this point because Kieran Gillen is putting out all types of fun merch and stuff, like an advent calendar and all this stuff, like creating a game out of it. So once all of this stuff's out, these books are going to be worth something. I have a feeling it's going to get picked up by Netflix or Hulu or something. That's just me.
That's possible, yeah.
Because
I think after the next issue, they're going to release the free PDF on the game, so
gotcha.
Definitely going to be picking that up.
Right on. And I'm also reading it to appease you. So.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Again, I like the artwork.
The art.
Hans does a great job. And
the art's great.
It's a typical D&D style story. I like it, and they're very self-aware that this is a game, and they use all the known tropes to it.
I can say that I will say that if I had to guess what the one thing holding me back was, it was the fact that they made up their own set of classes. And because I don't know what I can't even think of any of them off the top of my head. Name some of the classes. Like
we've got the Grief Knight.
Yeah, like the Grief Knight. Like I was related to like a cleric. I'm like trying to relate it to what it was.
So he's
completely
more like an Eldritch Knight. It's like magical, but instead of like using magic points or spell slots, he channels his own depression because he was a depressed teenager.
That's not a class that's in D&D.
No, it's not. But again,
that's why it's so hard for me to
like
suck into this. Is because
Soul created his own game.
I know. No, I get that. I totally get that. My point is that I think that's why it's hard for me to get in. Is because I'm like trying to get into D&D, and then this book comes along, and I'm like trying to learn all the classes for this, and
this has
all this made up shit, and
some of the like appearance of D&D, but no, this is a completely original
this is very original. Let
me tell you about this one though. So this one, our party, they're still traveling. Their cleric, Isabel, I believe it was. Yeah, Isabel. She's the Godbinder. She makes pacts and promises with the gods, and they do her favors. That's how she heals. Well, she had overextended herself in the last battle, and she is now injured. And her gods say that she's already in too much debt with them. So they're looking for help, and they find a place they've never been to, but they knew about, called Glasstown. And Glasstown seems to have changed. It's got this giant shield in it that's in the shape of a D20. And, so they get there, and they knock on the glass, and somebody comes out and says, "Who's there?" "Oh, I recognize you guys." And he lets them in. So while Isabel goes to the temple, and, she's instantly healed, and the cleric's there, so, "Oh, it's a miracle." Well, her god only has one favor for her. She wants her to read to the followers of this church, to the disciples. And what is she reading? She's reading pages from her own diary. I thought that was a kind of cool little touch. while the rest of the team is at a tavern with some dwarves, overly drinking.
Overly drinking? Not a dwarf.
Well, hey, they're drinking just the right amount then.
Just the perfect amount.
Yeah.
Speaking of drinking,
mostly just dialogue at this point. They're saying that they need to defeat the Game Master, which has become Saul.
I was trying to segue into our beer.
Fair.
I'm gonna pause you for a second. Sorry, I know you're staring your laser beams through me right now, but we forgot to talk about the beer. So we're gonna talk about it real quick. Justin's pick of the week was Cerveza Modelo Especial. This was from the year 1925. It's a fine beer. So yeah, thank you, brewed in Mexico.
I have
truly
a very
imported.
interesting question as to why a beer that is brewed in Mexico is imported by a company in Chicago.
Money. I guarantee it has something to do with money.
Well, I'm sure it has something to do with money, but wouldn't it make more sense for like a beer that's brewed in Mexico to be imported by like a company in Texas?
Possibly. I don't know. Maybe Texas doesn't. I don't know.
Anheuser-Busch, something like that.
Lower tax laws, maybe. I don't know.
Very much possibly. All right. So the dwarves are drunk from the beer that we're drinking. This Cerveza Modelo.
There's a lot of dialogue between them all.
Okay.
We do come to a realization. Angela, she's the one who wanted to be a cyberpunk. They're all talking like, well, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but since we've been here, I've used my powers. I've used all of my powers, except one, and I'm afraid to use it because if I don't get a fair bit of gold every day, I'll have to watch him die again. One of the dwarves who were drinking says, well, milady, I have a fair bit of gold. And he hands her the gold, saying that he would just drink it away anyway. So she puts it behind her neck like she does all of her abilities and activates subatomic system, and a cyborg dog appears named Case. So we got a new member.
We do. Cyborg dog.
Yep.
What was his name?
Case.
Case. We got a first appearance here.
Yep.
All right. So when this show's a Hulu hit,
yep.
Remember issue 4 of Die.
So they during their talking, the elders of the city were looking for the best way for them to get to Saul so they could get out of this game. And of course, you say, oh, well, sorry, we have bad news. There are 3 dungeons with 12 levels you must go through and defeat the 12 challenges to get the 3 keys to enter the city. And you're like, oh, fucking A, so railroading.
So much math.
Well, one of them has a better idea. Says, well, instead of that, I bet he'll come to us if we destroy the city he spent so much time creating. And that's where it leaves off.
Son of a bitch. Is this the Grief Knight on the cover there? Is that what I'm looking at?
That's the Grief Knight, yeah.
Oh, see, I'm learning. It's a freaking sweet cover.
What I like is that
the dice pattern.
I listened to a podcast interview with Stephanie and Kieran, and they were talking about the game a little bit, and they said they developed 7, I believe, different knight classes, and they only show 1 in the book, the Grief Knight, but there's 7 different types. So they put a lot of work into their world.
Oh, very much so. Like, I follow Kieran on Twitter, and constantly, like, getting input from the fans, and...
I like his storytelling. I'm going to have to jump in onto the Wicked and Divine, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, at this point, it's not that I don't like the storytelling style, it's just... This is a hard genre for me to get into. It always has been.
Fair enough.
I mean, it took me this long to get into D&D and all that stuff, so then throw a whole new, like... everything on top of it.
I understand, yeah.
I'm sure you of all people would understand.
Yeah, it's a Pandora's box for sure.
Yes, Pandora indeed. What do we got there? Oh yes, next book. Super excited for this one from Boom Studios. Ronin Island #1. Greg Pak, Milo Giannis. Alright, Giannis Milo no Giannis. Take 3. Giannis Milanogiannis. That's
hey, I think we have a winner.
Irma Navilla. I'm so sorry, guys.
We're bad at names.
Oh, you...
That's not going to change.
Yeah, maybe one day, but no, this wasn't the one. This wasn't the one that changed it. So, and the cover, I decided to go with the David LaFuente and Germán Garcia cover B. And actually, this is the cover. It sold me on the book. I was not going to pick up this book. I was on the fence. It was already a heavy week, and I looked at this, and they had the variant sitting on the shelf in front, and I was like, oh, that art is cool, man. And I mean, it's very. I hate this. It's like bland color-wise, but just all that.
Well, yeah, but
ink,
it's a very
man.
classic style.
Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's very Eastern style.
So when I saw this, I was like, I have a feeling this is not going to be my book.
Yeah.
Then I opened it up and I was like, Power Rangers. Oh, Boom Studios. I'm sorry, the art just reminds me of like Power Rangers that I'm reading, Go-Go. And I started reading it, and the first couple pages, you read this as well, right?
Yep.
The first couple pages, I was like, oh, this might be kind of cutesy or whatever, you know. And then it starts as the story
goes on. It starts off kind of
on.
cutesy for sure.
Yeah, and as the story goes on, you realize like, oh, this. Okay, no,
something bigger happening.
Yeah, something bigger's happening. You know, let's go ahead and talk about this because I'm actually very excited. I think this deserves a proper rundown. So we've got a couple of characters here.
We've got Kenshi.
It's graduation day for Hana and Kenshi. Kenshi is the more privileged boy, if you will.
He is a nobleman's son.
Yes, and Hana is
a Korean orphan.
Yep. Those are good words because that's exactly what they are. So they're doing their graduation day ceremony, which seems to be some sort of race. And there's clearly like some, you know, tension, air quotes,
They're
between the two.
competing to see who's top of the graduation, I guess.
Yeah,
They have to race down the village, and then they have to get into a boat, go around a dinghy, and then come back and ring a bell.
You know, and they're hindering each other left and right, like smacking the helmet forward to, you know, blah, 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 and tripping each other up. And then for the first time ever, they have a tie. And they're like, oh, this is crazy. There's a tie. Because I'm pretty sure that's exactly how they said it, too. And all of a sudden they hear the, oh, and that's always bad in China.
The invasion alarm.
Yeah, that means bad stuff's happened, and the color scheme change to bad. Like, and the color scheme is totally what makes you realize that, oh, this ain't a kid's book at all. I mean, at least that's what I got out of it. I was like, this is about to turn dark. Not necessarily not for kids, but it just more gripping towards the adult. Because the art style itself, one would think like, oh, this might be trying to draw on the kids.
Yeah, it definitely felt like that at the very beginning, for sure.
But as it went on, you realize, and especially as the next character approaches, that would be, oh man, I took so many notes on this. General Sato?
Yeah, there we go.
Sato. How would you say that?
Sato.
He rolls up, and, you know, you're kind of thinking, like, oh, he's just going to slaughter all these people. This is going to be terrifying. And he's like, no, check it out. You know, I represent the Shogun. And then we get this, like, wait, there hasn't been a Shogun in 5 years. Like, I'm pretty sure you're tugging on our...
Yeah, they're talking about the wind that came through. I guess it brought a disease or a
poison.
poison.
Yeah, and like this Ronin Island, if you will. I guess we should like state that out. They're on this island full of Ronins, and if you're not familiar with what a Ronin is,
it's a masterless samurai.
Yeah, exactly. So yes, so we got this whole island, but they're survivors. They survived the bad wind. And so yeah, then this guy rolls up and he's like, so check it out, you're gonna like help us out, but we're gonna provide protection. They're like, well, we don't know if you say who you, blah blah blah.
There's a lot of people who could claim that. We don't know if you're the real deal. Let's parlay.
Right. And then just as what's Hana's master's name? Elder Jin. She's pretty much consulting General Sato. Consulting. I don't know. Probably
diplomacy.
Word with a C. So yes, they're
a word with a C.
As they're talking, you realize that, you know, General Sato isn't full of shit. Like, he is actually there to help them. And he looks in the distance and you see like these crazy monster, zombie, goofy, crazy, blah. I said crazy twice because they're crazy looking.
Undead yokai.
Yeah, and they're attacking this island, and then all of a sudden, Elder Jin's like, you know what? You're right. Attack. Full arms, and then you just like get this. She's front of the line, man. That is so cool.
You know she was secretly a ninja for sure.
Oh no, totally. I mean, she was the master. I mean, she's the master. So I'm gonna say her name again because I want to remember it. Hana.
No, that would be the other guy. That was her.
Oh,
teacher.
okay. So
this is just the elder. I think she's kind of like the figurehead of the village.
Yeah, but okay, whatever. She's badass.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I immediately knew she was badass because, you know, she was one of the kids' coaches, and
yeah. Hopefully she doesn't just die next issue.
Oh, that'd suck. But yeah, no, I like how she's leading the way and the charge into the battle. Like I immediately liked General Sato as soon as you showed up too, thinking that he might be a bad guy because I got the Master Shredder vibe.
Oh, definitely.
But like if Master Shredder were an
Kneel or
anti-hero.
perish.
Yeah, but this wasn't a kneel or perish. Like this isn't a kneel or you're gonna die. This is or we're gonna kill you. This is a kneel or they're gonna get you. So
but I do like how he's right there with the rest of them.
I suspect, like, based off, just the cover, the synopsis of the story, I suspected this to be a very, like, blah, 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 type of story, and that's not what this was at all. This was very well paced.
I didn't know anything about it going into it, and I'm looking forward to issue 2.
This is a very good impulse grab, for sure. And you got to thank the cover for that, because it's not that I didn't like the original cover, it's just I didn't see this cover in the solicits. So, nope, that's what got me. So, frickin' Boom Studios, man. What else you got for indies?
I've got Self-Made, number 4. We've got Matthew Groom on writing, art done by Eduardo Farigato, and colors by Marcelo Costa.
Okay.
So this one, we are no longer in the video game. We had Dr. Beck last time, who was fired from her job, and we saw that she took this like data orb that had Amala, our artificial intelligence, with it. Well, now she's been working for months to bring her consciousness back into a robotic body with some help from a guy named James. She's successful. Amala's brought back. She's in a robotic body. Her consciousness is here, and she's having a hard time coping. Her and James have a little heart-to-heart, and they decide to sneak out so she can kind of get a breath of fresh air, as it were. Well, things go wrong when somebody grabs Amala, they just think she's a robot, and this robot starts kicking people's asses. They call it in, and the cops get this call of, hey, there's a rogue robot out there hurting people. We need you to go shut it down. And it seems to match a description by one of our corporate sponsors. Neutralize it and anybody she's hanging out with. So they go to do just that. But this robot's kicking all these cops' asses. Finally gets cornered, and right before she gets blasted, our Dr. Beck comes screeching in with a car and hits the last officer. And they have a little bit of a high-speed chase.
Just a little bit of one?
Yep. They do get away, and they go into these underground tunnels that are unmapped. And Beck and Amala have a little conversation, little discussion there, and Amala thinks this is now another game that she needs to beat to get out of, that she's going to find Beck's creator and confront them. So she leaves the doctor, and we now have a rogue artificial intelligence off on her own.
Shit. I'm liking the art in this.
Yeah, I do like the art. The story took me a little bit left ball. I thought we would get like a lot of like really cool fantasy sci-fi settings with video games, but no, we get now current, slightly dystopia Earth. Yeah,
that's interesting.
Okay. It's a good sci-fi story. Yeah. I like it.
Oh yeah, digging it. Do we got any more indies?
I've got 2 more indies.
All right.
I've got Dreaming, number 7.
By
Simon Spurrier, Abigail Larson, and Quentin Winter.
Sweet. Alright, well, let's talk about Dreaming. Please tell me all about Dreaming.
I'm not going to tell you all about it.
Just a little bit?
A little bit. So we've got this girl, Ivy. She's got, like, feathers for ears, and she has gifts delivered to her every day. She never knows why or by whom. And she's kind of powerful. She just woke up in Dreaming one day, no memories. We find out later on that the Dream Keeper, or the Lord Magician of Dreaming, is gone. He's just vanished. Well, now there's a big crack in the sky, and other things are able to seep in and corrupt them because his protection is not there. Well, this big guy with a pumpkin for a head opened up a trunk by the Dreamer and let out the man known as the Judge. And the Judge kind of grabbed some magic and is now ruling Dreaming with an iron fist. And turns out Ivy's powerful. She goes to fight back and she's kicking his butt. But he knows her weakness. He tells her that she's not real. And that crushes her. Those are the words that destroy her. Well, she is able to fight back on him eventually, and she destroys him, and that was, boom, pretty much all you have to know for issue 6. Issue 7 is a bit different. We've got this woman, Rose. Her mother is dying in the hospital. We're in Brighton, England now. We're no longer in dreaming. We're now in the real world. And this woman, she's having a conversation with her mother and the nurse, and then she wants to see the other man that she let into the hospital that she found. Well, it comes to find out it's the librarian, the man that was helping Ivy in the dream. You know, he's unconscious in a hospital bed, or mostly unconscious. And Rose had this long conversation about how she's like 50 years old or something like that, and she hasn't aged a day since she was 28. People fall in love with her, but it always ends tragically. And then she met a man who, I think this might be dreaming. He's this white, godly figure. And they had a romance, but again, like always, it ended. Well, Rose had a daughter named Ivy. And Ivy was always very talented. She was a tattoo artist. But she was always a little bit more controlled, a little bit more cut off because of her seeing her mother, you know, with all these flyaway romances. Rose decided to introduce Ivy with this gentleman, and they hit it off.
Oh boy!
But Rose goes, she's visited by a stranger who shows her a like cult type thing. These robed figures chanting, and they've got some of Ivy's hair. Well, it turns out they're controlling her. Instead of doing the normal tattoo that she wanted to do, she's doing some kind of enchantment that is weakening the dreamer. And that's mostly where it leaves off. So it's a bit different of a story. It was not at all what I had anticipated. But
No, I did not. Welcome to the Sandman universe.
Well, yeah, I'm still dipping my toe in.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
I'm liking it so far. It's just I'm having a hard time like really nailing it down to talk about, but
pretty nuts.
But I like it, you know.
Yeah, it's like Lucifer weird for sure.
Yeah.
And
last up for indies, I've got Oberon #2. I kind of talked about it last time it was on. You got this little girl who's kidnapped by this fairy king because her parents aren't really her parents, blah, blah, blah. Now she's in a fantasy world. We get a little bit more of a look into who this fairy king is, and apparently he married a fairy queen who betrayed him and took his throne, blah, blah, blah. Well, he has his own dark purposes for her, at least so we think, and he takes her to a witch called Mother May. And Mother May wants to test her to see if she is magical, that if she is what the Fairy King thinks he is. And there's
Does he have a minion called Puck?
No. He does have a minion, but it's not named Puck. Fuck me up here. So Mother May takes her to this labyrinth, you know, saying that this labyrinth was created by a powerful mage who wanted to test his children. Well, when all of his children perished in the maze, he left it with Mother May to safekeep. And so Mother May is there, and Mother May knows that if this little girl is to try to get out, she's got to do it on her own. She's got to have her own magical abilities manifest. And so she leaves her. And we've got this little girl lost in this maze, but before she went in, she was warned to avoid the pig. In the last panel, we've got this giant, grotesque pig man standing over her. I don't know.
Wow.
It's an interesting story.
It's interesting art.
I like the artwork, yeah, for sure.
It's very good art.
I think this one has a lot of promise. Before, in the last issue, we had this little sub-story about how there's this lantern that was always guarded by this family, except for one generation, because he wanted to be an actor or dancer or something. This one guard, this little frog guy, always standing guard. Well, his friend comes over, and his head chopped off, and his head has been mounted on top of this lamppost. So they're showing that they're willing to go dark and grotesque.
Oh yeah, man. Well, that's from Aftershock Comics, Ryan Perot and Milos Slakovic.
Yep.
The Pigman looked like if you gave him a baby Ruth, he'd be alright.
I know. Baby Ruth. He did look a little slothish. It's like Sloth meets, oh man, Bebop. Wait, hold on. No, I'm thinking of the wrong guy. Who's the pig bad guy?
I think that's Bebop, because Rocksteady's the Rhino.
No, but there's a different pill. I don't know. Kind of looked a little bit like Kill whatever from Green Lantern. Wow, shoot. I don't know. It's just a great combination of amazingness.
Yeah.
Kilowog, kinda a little bit.
Whatever you say.
Yeah, Kilowog. That's the one.
Well, that's all the indies I got. You got any more?
No, I do not. Let's move on to DC. Green Lantern. I forgot to read this book.
That's alright, because I did read it. Again, it's another Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp book.
Yes, gotta love it. Greg Oliff doing the colors. Don't forget Oliff.
Oliff doing a great job. So last time we left off, our man Lantern was talking to this Countess of the Black Stars, and he says that he wants to join them. So now we've got Hal Jordan in shackles, led to a really like gothic, horror-vibed mansion area place.
It's pretty freaking sweet.
Yeah. This place is called Vor, and he is now to go through this place to experience the trials to see if he's really ready to join the Black Stars. So we have this beautifully drawn trial of him going down dungeons and dark forests into miasmic fogs and swamps, fighting headless horsemen stuff, and eventually he's told that his restraints aren't real restraints. He's climbing up a cliff, and the Countess says, "Well, I have the cure. You know, these vestiges I wear, but you have to kill me to get to them. Without me, there is no cure." But instead of fighting her, he says, "Well, to do this, we have to do this together." And that was the trial that he had to face, to see if he could really put his ego away, and if he was ready to be a Dark Star, a Black Star. And
incredible.
so he joins them. But a couple weeks ago, we had him. Oh God, what is the council people? Eons.
Ah, shoot, what are they? I forget.
Anyway, he's
Those
with
guys.
them, and he was told, or Hal Jordan is told by them, that there is a traitor among them. And who's that traitor? Well, why, Hal Jordan? It's you. Or at least we want the world to think it's you.
Oh, those
So of course
bastards.
he's undercover, you know, he's to join the Black Star, to find out their technologically advanced weapons and to neutralize them as a threat.
Does he know that he looks like Buzz Lightyear?
Yeah, for a couple panels he kind of does, for sure.
I'm okay with that. Oh man, Liam Sharp just can't stop amazing me. This is
So
every
good.
single page is incredible. Every single page.
Even if I didn't like the story, I'd keep coming back for this amazing art.
It's they don't make them like this anymore, boys.
Except they do.
They do sometimes, just only they do. You're right. All right.
Moving along, you want to tell us about Batman this week?
I would love to talk about Batman. Tom King's back. Batman number 66.
He is definitely back.
Yes, he is. Along with, who else did this book? Jorge Fornes and Dave Stewart on the arts. So, and Mikel Janin. Best part of this book was the cover. That cover, though. Whew. So we're back to the Nightmares thing, not the Flash, the Price thing, because once again, Tom King's back. So, Nightmares Part 4. Remember how we had the whole Penguin thing, and he's been going through all these nightmare sequences, and so we got another one. This one, it involves a very noir type of interview, a very Tom King type of interview with The Question, not to be confused with Rorschach, because I kind of thought for a second.
Yeah, me too. That was the first person I thought of.
No, that's The Question. And they even kind of say in there too, like, "Oh, I'm the question. That's the question." And it's, I don't know, it's kind of like the whole Who thing, like, "Oh, it's the Who, whatever." Bad joke. So, and that's kind of the point of this book, I think. Sorry. This is The Question trying to get answers out of Selena as to why she left Bruce, and she ain't answering.
I left a note. Read the note.
Yeah. And it's not good enough, and Bruce is never going to be the same, and nothing's can be fixed if he doesn't know the answer to this question. And it ends with them not answering the question.
Well, kind of. I mean, she goes back to, I wrote a note. I left a note. I read the note. And at the very end, at the very bottom, I lied.
Yeah. So. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. This is a very Tom Kingy. Very Tom Kingy. I think he's starting to become an adjective. Tom Kingy. Like, it's like, he's a descriptive word now.
He's definitely got his own style.
Oh, yeah. For sure. If you tell a very weird story, it's, you Tom Kinged it.
he likes to play the long game.
I mean, I have faith. It's all gonna circle around, and I'm gonna enjoy it. I mean, it started out super strong. It's just, I don't understand. I don't understand what we got out.
I mean, it wasn't the strongest issue, but I think it's a small piece of a larger picture.
Well, you could still kind of tell that he was rushed coming back from his meeting. He was like, okay, well, I signed over the 2, and now I gotta crap something out real quick. And I kind of have a feeling that's what this was, to be honest.
Maybe.
Even the art, I feel, was just a very simplistic style. I mean, it could be a great style for some.
For what they were trying to do, it matches the tone.
Oh yeah, no, the art matches the tone for sure. It's just, it's no Lee Weeks or.
It's not the most exciting issue for sure.
No. Actually, I could say since issue 50, since I started reading it again, it's been the least exciting issue. But the cover is very redeeming. I'll give it that. And there definitely is some intrigue to be had as far as the whole, okay, I lied thing at the end. It's the, the end, question mark?
Yeah, we're just circling back around to, Selene left Bruce at the altar, and now it's kind of coming back.
I'm going to go ahead and make a bold prediction. I know a lot of people table flipped on issue 50 when the wedding never happened and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling, knowing Tom King at this point, I mean, we go way back. I saw him at like 2 conventions now for like 5 minutes, so I know enough about him. I'm going to go ahead and say that actually issue number 100, and I'm going to try to be a little more precise and say issue 99, unsolicited, there will be a low-key marriage between Selena and Batman. I think he's gonna make it happen. He just has to do things in his Tom King way and put up his smoke and mirrors and
teach you a lesson along the way.
Teach you a lesson, like not to, commit to all 90 variant issues of a completely non-pivotal book. So, yeah. I wouldn't suspect for there to be a buttload of variants. I don't think that it would make sense for them to do it at issue 100. Or maybe it would make perfect sense for them to do it at issue 100, because it's already going to be a milestone issue. Maybe. They're going to put out 200 frickin' variants for that regardless. I just think there should be a secret wedding involved, and I would suspect it's going to be towards the end of his run, which will be between, 100 and 110 issues. So I think it's going to happen at 99, and then he's going to be able to have a few issues to play around with the marriage of them two. Because you don't just like marry him and then be like, okay, I'm out. Like you gotta mess with that for a while. Like you're the first one. You created the marriage. You gotta diddle it a little bit.
Yeah, with Tom King, I really have no idea.
Oh, I told you, I do. I know the guy. We've spoken for like a total of 10 minutes. So.
And I completely 100% believe that 100% what's going to happen.
As well you should.
Yep.
Have I ever been wrong in anything in the history of the world, Justin?
Moving along.
Mason,
Moving along.
Guys. Justice League number 19, still in the realm of DC. Scott Snyder, Jorge Jimenez, and Alejandro Sanchez.
Why is the Daily
You will find out.
Daily Planet eating Superman?
You are gonna find out. Okay, guys, I'm
gonna
gonna go.
Why is a car eating Wonder Woman?
Again, you will find out.
This is great. This cover is very
it
clues you in as to what's happening.
Why are we advertising for Jason Momoa?
Well, Aquaman, man. It's a comic book. They gotta put. It's a DC comic book. They gotta put in 13 ads. Yeah. So, this, from cover to cover, story to story, has re-sparked my interest in Justice League. I've been on the fence, kind of just reading it because I feel like I need to know what's happening in Justice League. I'm not going to lie. I've been reading Justice League for the last 10 issues under an obligation to you guys, because to not be able to spout out, it's like me not, giving information on Avengers. It's just, if you're reading comics, you got to know this shit. Or a lot of people would like to know this shit. This restores my faith in Justice League. I hope Snyder can keep this tone without doing his whoopsie-doody, super Shakespearean type of storytelling. For a lot of people, it's not for me. So, let's start out. I think this is a book worth really digging into. It starts out with old Clark Kent being yelled at by his boss. It's like, oh, that paper was due and blah, blah, blah. And Clark has he's typing up a different story. And meanwhile, he's got to go. The editor is like, oh, no, you got to have this paper so Clark sneezes. And then he, does his super speedy fingers and types up the drowned Earth. Yep. He does a report on drowned Earth.
Drowned Earth, that's catchy.
Yeah. And then, he skedaddles on out of there. On to meet up with the Justice League. Well, he thinks he's meeting up with the Justice League. It turns out it's just a bunch of firefighters. But they actually, the Justice League, they're all in disguise.
The autonomous disguise spell.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. But then, we... I forget how the warning comes in. Or I think Superman just gets his
Martian Manhunter has a telepathic link with all of them, and Batman says, oh, it's here, Martian Manhunter did his thing.
Right. I just forget how Superman automatically knows it's his most feared villain. It's not Doomsday.
Well, because they set it up. Remember they said that, we made the winter apocalypse thing, so he thought it was time for him to come back. They set this whole thing up to capture him.
They're trying to catch Mr. Mxyzptlk?
Yeah.
Okay, by the way, it's Mr. Mxyzptlk. And as soon as that happens, I realized that, oh shit, Snyder, he knows how to be fun to it. Not everything has to be all dark and, I'm Batman. Mr. Mxyzptlk, thank you. This is a fun villain. Very, very evil, bad, scary villain, though. And this is why we get the Daily Planet attacking Wayne Enterprises.
Yes.
And, it's because Mr. Mxyzptlk is making it happen.
Yeah. He opens up the powers of the fifth dimension, and he has the Daily Planet eating the Wayne building, and the cars attacking them, and all this other stuff.
And
or so he thinks.
Green Lantern looking like a light bulb clown, and it's great. This is why I love Mxyzptlk, because anything is possible. Absolutely anything is possible. It's just, you can just give it to the artist and say, just make gumball fists, because why not? So after a very fun battle, after a few pages, Martian Manor comes in and does his, the power of Christ compels you on Mxyzptlk, and makes his, subconsciously makes him say his name backwards.
Well, I think this whole time they've had him captured, they just had Martian Manhunter in his head, making him think that he wasn't.
Did I miss something? Okay.
I think so. Maybe I misread it.
I don't know.
Because they have him subconsciously saying his name backwards in his head, and if he tries to fight it, he'll actually say it.
Okay, maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's where he went all Snydery on me. I'm not mad at it, though. It's so then you get at this point, Mxyzptlk, he kind of lays down this sob story. He's like, so the sixth dimension is in some shit, dog.
But there is no sixth dimension. But yes, there really is.
But meanwhile, y'all shouldn't be messing with that Perpetua bitch. Or Perpetua. What's her name? Perpetua.
Perpetua.
It's Perpetua.
Would sound right.
Yeah, Perpetua. I always had it right the first time. I always question myself since I've been saying that one name wrong the whole time and you corrected me. Now I'm like, I'm probably...
Persephone?
Yeah, that's the one. So, Mxyzptlk is explaining the dangers of, the Legion of Doom actually having Perpetua. And then, while they're sitting around powwowing, this is when Mxyzptlk is like, oh yeah, no, sixth dimension, us imps is fucked, we need some help. The only person that can, tolerate to go there without being driven mad would be Shaboinky, Superman. And Superman's like, oh, well, I guess if that's what it takes. And so Superman goes to the sixth dimension,
He opens up this cosmic door that he walks through.
And then 46 milliseconds later, he comes back, and he's
Old Man Superman.
Old Man Superman. Future Superman is what he goes by, and this design is dope. If you watch the YouTube, I'm definitely going to post thumbnails of this. But he's all gold and sparkly and white and gray, and it's a cool Superman design.
Yeah, it's a great design.
So he's like, oh, yeah, no, check it out. We won. We cool. I came back.
Show you how we did it.
Yeah, no, come to the sixth dimension. We're gonna show you some stuff. So they bring the Legion, the Justice League in.
I love that it actually has a door with a door knob.
It totally does.
What else would it have?
Well, this is the
Like
Snyderverse, man. It can be
a circular portal, anything. But
Yeah.
like there are 1,001 things it could be. It's just funny. It's a piece of space with a doorknob.
And even the door's cosmic. Like it's. I like that you pointed out the design because it's something I noticed myself. That whole panel is just very. Yeah.
As much as I like Future Superman, the rest of the Future League, wow.
Yeah, no,
some
it
great
gets
design.
It gets better. So yeah, no, the whole Justice League, they're like, oh yeah, I'm Batman, I'll go see what's up. So they show up and then they take them through and you see the Hall of Justice, and then yeah, this is where you get the Future Justice League. And the first thing that pointed out to me, there's a lot of things that jumped out to me right off the bat. The first one was the fact that Hot Girl and Martian Man had her bonded and made a Martian Man Girl Hawk thing.
Martian Manhawk.
Martian Man Hawk.
Martian Man-Child.
Yeah. Martian Child Hawk.
Yeah, there you go.
And the other thing that really stood out to me was future Batman looks like the color scheme very reminiscent to Batman Beyond.
Yep. Definitely.
So I was like, oh, okay, I guess.
But very like ninja-esque with like this Victorian
Oh, yeah,
cowl
no,
kind of. I don't know. I really like it.
Wonder Woman, she's just
Bad arse.
yeah. Green Lantern looks like minty blue lantern.
Yeah.
There's a whole trio of flashes. So yeah, no, this is the Future Justice League. And then at the very bottom, this is when shit gets crazy, because you hear Superman, you see Superman's little thought bubble, when it says, what's happening? You're like, wait a second. But Superman, you're showing us what's happening. Superman, future Superman, you're showing us. Nope. Turns out, it's a trap. Mxyzptlk trapped Superman into this hellish abyss down below where there is no sunlight, wherefore Superman can't get no powers. And, yeah, who is the future Superman? Because he's fucking shit up. I very, 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 very much enjoyed this story.
Me too. I'm glad you told me to read this one.
And I know how you are. I judged your reactions with me talking about Justice League so far, and I could tell it's not a Justin book. But when I read this one, I was like, if there's a book, if there's ever a time to try to convince you, it was this one, for sure. I mean, this is hands down the strongest issue.
You know, it's not that I have anything against the Justice League. I just think those characters are usually so much stronger in their own story. I usually don't care for them as a team composition as much as I do as the Avengers.
It was the every fifth book being dedicated to Legion of Doom that has really kept me on myself. Like I've already explained why I'm, still reading, but as far as for my own enjoyment, I always liked James Tynion and the Force Legion of Doom issues. But then the last one was like, dude, it's kind of weak, man. What's happening?
Well, you suckered me in. Now I have to know what happened.
Well, I think anything that involves Mxyzptlk, even in the last Superman issue, I think I read had some, or one of the more recent Superman issues I read.
You have talked about him recently.
Yeah. I feel like we're getting a lot of that lately. When it even in Marvel, when we got Spider-Man, Rhino was in 3 different Spider-Man books, 2 or 3 different Spider-Man books going all at once. So it's when they're using a villain, they're using a villain. Yeah,
board meeting. Hey guys, do whatever you want in your own story.
Yeah.
But we want this in there.
Right. Who haven't
we don't know
seen
how
in a
it works,
while?
but that's what it feels like.
No, yeah. It's. I mean, definitely getting hints of that pattern for sure. It was a very light DC week, though. I don't have any other DC books. It was a glamorous week as far as covers go. We'll get to that on a different segment.
I did have one more.
Oh, what you got?
I have Harley Quinn, issue 59, by Adam Glass, Christopher Priest, Bernard Chang, and Carlo Paquelian.
Sweet. I know this is a book that I've been hoping that one of us would have time to read eventually.
Yeah, I'm looking for something a little fun, a little bit lighthearted, and I found it, I think.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's bright and vibrant. It's very Harley Quinn. I can't read her dialogue without, getting that Brooklyn accent in my head. But we start off with her waking up from a dream. We've got her and her friend Tina at a dump tank.
A dump tank? Tell me what a dump tank is right now.
You know when you throw a ball and hit the sign and it dumps somebody from their seat?
Oh, a dunk tank.
Dunk tank, yeah.
Oh. Gotcha.
Whatever. It's her and her friend Tina. And her friend Tina is this demonic, big, burly woman but she's also a monster, so a little self-conscious.
Aw.
Well, then we also have Harley Quinn waking up from a dream that she completed all these trials. I'll get to that in a second. And when she wakes up, she's got a bug for a head.
She sure does.
And she's embarrassed when her friend Tina walks in and says, "Oh, there's a monster, we need to squish it." And she runs away, and everybody in the crowd's like, it's a monster, get it." And she's very self-conscious, and she ends up diving into a dumpster because something smells good, and she wants to eat the garbage because she's a bug.
Oh, you're already selling me.
She just keeps transforming more and more and more, getting more bug-like.
Oh, we got a fly on our hands.
Yeah, pretty much, same idea. Well, there was these 3 witches who put an incantation on her to make her this way. So her friend Tina screeches around the alleyway and bumps into the dumpster that she's in, so she's kind of stuck in this dumpster. But then she hears somebody else run into Tina, and it's somebody called Miranda. I guess this is the lady who chose Harley Quinn for this trials. I guess there's some kind of trials. If you'll notice how Harley Quinn has this belt on her, like it's like WWE type of belt.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess for each trial that she completes, one of these will light up and she'll become like the cosmic queen or cosmic angel. And through the dialogue, nobody can understand Harley, but she realizes, hey, Tina feels like a monster all the time, but Harley gives her the courage to go out there and be herself. So Harley, says, screw it, I might look like a bug, but, we still have a job to do. There's this community fair, everybody does their part. And so she has the courage and stands on the dunk tank, and somebody throws a ball at it and dunks her, and boom, she's back to being old Harley Quinn.
Oh, Harley Quinn. Alright, well, so it seems like this is a book that you could just jump right in at issue 59.
Yeah, it definitely was.
Not feel stupid going into it, other than the fact that, why is Harley Quinn getting a fly mask? You know what? I don't give a shit. Like, I immediately I felt, as soon as I saw that opening, the opening page, or not necessarily opening page, but the page revealing the fly face, I just had that nostalgia of, this is totally a nod to Jeff Goldblum. Like, I don't care what this is getting. There's no doubt in my mind that the artist or the writer is like, you know what? I love me some Fly. Let's tell everybody how much I love me some Fly. Because that's... I don't see this book any other way. It's just a nod, and nothing but a nod to one of the greatest...
Not really. I mean, for me, I see it as... a nod to like many different children's tales that you've heard of a spoiled princess who doesn't understand what she has, and then when she finally gives in and says, "Oh, this is how this other person feels. I'm gonna go out and just be strong like I've been telling them to do all along." They get their face back. This is like a classic children's tale. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I still see the horror.
I see both. You're both right. Yeah.
Oh no.
Visually,
I like that take.
It's a nod to the Fly.
Yeah, no, I mean that's what I mean.
I will give you visually.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean visually.
Story-wise, it is a children's tale.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't mean story-wise by any means. No, totally visually. But no, this is it seems like it's not the, like I said, I'm Batman type of brooding type.
Oh yeah, well we need less of I'm Batman.
Yeah, no, I mean DC has plenty of great stuff out there, and I just feel like every time I'm like, oh, there's a fun book, they just kind of take it away. Like Green Arrow just ended. Like I was thinking about jumping on Green Arrow because that seemed like Ollie would be a fun type of character to follow. Took that away. That ended last week or this week.
It'll be back.
Well, yeah, just who knows when. And then what else? Blue Beetle. The moment I jumped on Blue Beetle like a year and a half ago, Rebirth was like, this one's not selling. I'm like, but I'm buying it. It's just, I don't know. So obviously they're not canceling Harley Quinn anytime soon. So I think I collected like the first 40 issues or whatever, and then I took a break for a long time. So maybe I'll add it back to the poll. We'll see.
You say that now.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, I say that now. And with DC announcing their 5 to 10% and cutbacks.
Yeah, we'll see who makes it.
It wouldn't surprise me if Harley Quinn got the axe. But I think that's all for DC. Let's move on to Marvel, huh? Conan the Barbarian, number 4, Legacy 279. Jason Aaron, Gerardo Zaffino, and Matthew Wilson. Did you read Conan?
I did.
All right, man. Solidifying my hypothesis on, at this point, it's the writer that carries me forward. issue 2 of Savage Sword of Conan by Jerry Duggan. I was like, oh, okay, no, this is about what I expected.
Yeah, you seem to like the one-shots a little bit more.
This right here, man, this was a book, dude. So it takes place with Conan just, arriving at the throne. Like, he's choking out the king that he's replacing.
Takes the bloody crown and puts it on his head.
Yes, he does. And then he's going through about being a king, and, he starts getting sick. And everyone's like, he's drinking too much. And it turns out, no, he's got something that they call the civilization flu. Like, he's been barbaric, a man of the land for so long.
This is his past battling his present.
Right. And now, he's tied to this kingdom or whatever, so he's starting to get kind of depressed to the point where he's like, you know what? Put me in a room with a lion.
Yep.
Let me just, I want to bring out my barbaric ways.
I want to fight. I want to feel alive again.
So they put this wild lion in his chambers, and Conan punches it in the fucking face.
Fight me! But then the cat just licks his hand.
Yeah, and he takes that punch like a goddamn champion. I'll say that much.
As a lion would.
Well, I don't know if many lion would. Like, I think this is a special lion. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is Conan. But so yeah, no. So afterwards, and then, he quotes him. He's like, just another king in a cage like myself.
Yeah,
and,
you know your own kind.
Yep. And, yeah, so at this point, he's like, okay, well, that didn't work. Still got this, air quotes, civilization flu. So then he starts kind of, like, sneaking out at night and cleaning up the city like a Batman type of character. Like, him and his lion just, like, tearing shit up. And then after, a small amount of time, they're like, well, the streets are cleaner than they have ever been. And, your rule has been mighty and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you know what, I got this mission we got to do.
Yep.
So
takes the lion back to Kuth.
Yeah, he rounds up this posse, if you will, and he takes him out to a few weeks later, the jungles of Kush. And he releases the lion, and he's like, this is where they found you, so you go be a lion. I'm gonna, not be a barbarian, but at least one of us will be happy. And then meanwhile, his men are like, hold on. We just, did this 2-week mission, We
came all the way here just so you could leave your pet?
And he's like, yeah, bitch, I'm king. I'm Conan.
Your job is to escort me, not question me.
Yeah. And then it kind of teases, and then they went back, and everything was whatever, until he disappeared.
Yeah, and then he went back and did his kingly duties. That is, until the day he disappeared. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so I'm thinking that, I don't see Conan getting captured. I think he's just like, you know what? Fuck this shit, I'm out. I think he just, took a break.
I like Conan as a character. I mean, yeah, he's a barbarian, yeah, he was a king, but really, during the whole time, he always said, I'm a thief. So you got this big, burly man, but he's a thief. He's a rogue. He's always been, kind of a fun enigma. I think he's a really cool character. I never thought I would be excited to read a comic book about him, but here we are.
Yeah, no, Jason Aaron's killing it. He's taking, a storyline that, typically you'd think would be, very drawn-out storytelling and, lore. If you don't know the Zimvigadigadis and the Badabadoogadoos, then you're not
very reminiscent of his recent work on Thor, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, no, and I think that's, as soon as he announced, gave the teaser that he was doing Conan, I was like, no, I can't think of a better writer in Marvel right now on account of, his last 8 years of doing Thor than to take on Conan. I'm going to give Conan a shot, and here we are.
Yeah.
Like I said, Jerry Duggan's first issue of Savage Sword, sorry, I'm slurring, was awesome. And the second issue, I was like, no, I just don't. We'll talk more later. We're getting a third Conan series coming. It's a 5-part mini-series. It's kind of like a later show. We'll talk about it later. But Marvel's, got all their freaking chips in on Conan right now. So it makes me wonder what Jason Aaron really has planned. Because I know that he's really the guy in charge of, ultimately, of Conan's fate in Marvel.
Really?
I would guarantee it. Pretty much... I think Jerry Duggan, I can't say I think. I'm almost certain that Jerry Duggan is just whatever Jason Aaron says is okay. If Jason Aaron decides to just kill him off, then, have a backup plan, Jerry. I
don't think he's going to do that anytime soon.
No, but my point is that Conan is Jason Aaron's. Regardless of who else is writing Conan stories, there would not be a Conan without Jason Aaron. And in the Marvel Universe. Again. Let me reiterate.
Well, I'm enjoying it so far, so bring him on.
Yes, bring him on indeed. More Marvel. Cosmic Ghost Rider destroys Marvel history #1.
Alright, before you move too far with that, whose giant hand is on the cover?
That could possibly... That's a good question. It's a big blue glove.
That's a big hand.
It's a big blue glove. Cyclops is hanging all over. I'm not sure. And that seems to be the,
Could it be a Sentry?
Galactus? No, it wouldn't be my first thought was Galactus, but Galactus don't wear blue gloves, I don't think. I think he wears purple gloves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly Uatu. That would be my first guess now that I think about it. Maybe a Watcher. But I don't know. I don't remember Uatu being that big. I don't know. Let's talk about who made this. Paul Scheer, Nick Giovanetti, Gerardo Sandoval, Victor Nava, Antonio Fabella covering, and I went with the Gerardo Zaffino cover A. So, I was very, very, very hyped about this book. This is the first time I think I've seen Cosmic Ghost Rider being scripted by someone other than its creator, Donny Cates. And in this case, we've got multiple people writing this book. So I know, before I really dive into this, I kind of want to touch on a couple of subjects about this book. A lot of people got their nuts all twisted when this book was announced, because it was announced shortly after the death of Stan Lee. And all the nerds came out and they're like, you can't destroy Marvel history, especially after Stan Lee died. Guys, cool it.
It's its own standalone thing.
Yeah.
Of course, they're not permanently destroying.
Yeah.
Like, they still want to sell you books.
And if there's any indication that none of this is canon, it's this fucking issue. Because I don't know what to say about it, really. So, Cosmic Ghost Rider, he's been... Alright, so it takes place directly after the events of the Cosmic Ghost Rider 5-part. He took baby Thanos back, and now... So that... to reverse all the Punisher, Thanos shit or whatever. We don't need to touch on all that. But now the fact is he's stuck in the past. So he just so happens to be in an era, it's like the day before his family's getting ready to get murdered, and so he goes to visit him. But knowing that he's all aged and old and everything, he can't visit him, his son and his wife, as Frank Castle. So he's like, oh, I'm, what does he say, like Falcone or something like that? Fredo. I'm Fredo Castle, Frank's uncle, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. Because, I mean, you could see Mason, he's kind of old looking now. I don't know if you've seen Cosmic Ghost Rider without his flame on going on. There's a better shot of him.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, so he's like, oh, no, let me hang out with my great-nephew or whatever, and, you know, it's his son. And his son's, his best part of the book. He's a cute little chubby, pudgy fucker, I'm not gonna lie. Like, he's quick-witted and all that stuff. He's quick to call him out. But for whatever reason, Castle decides to just lie his fucking ass off to, I guess, impress this kid. So he starts telling these bunk-ass stories about how he was the 5th member of the Fantastic Four, and he just goes on just, like, lying and lying and lying, and the whole time Uatu's like, you're Uatu the Watcher. I hope I'm saying that name right. Probably not, but that's what I'm going with. Y'all knew who I'm talking about. This guy, big head, bald baby. Space baby is what baby Thanos even calls him at one point. But yeah, no, those are he doesn't wear gloves either. Those aren't his hands on the cover either. I don't know. So yeah, it's just a bunch of him just bullshitting. Like he was a Reed Richards lawyer at one point in time. The thing that I'm not too sure about here is he has the whole Marvel history. The whole Marvel history to mess with. And he chooses to tell 2 bunk stories about the Fantastic Four. And then one about Galactus. Or one of them where he's teams up with Hulk and Spider-Man and Wolverine. I guess that one was kind of interesting, involving like Skrulls or whatever. And it's just, he kept revisiting the Fantastic Four though, and I'm confused as to why. I think this is a mini-series, so through 5 or 6 issues or whatever it is, hopefully it's all explained. I really can't say I expected a lot more out of this issue. I mean, the art's awesome. It's a very unique style. Antonio Fabella is my dude as far as colorists go. Just, I don't know. I thought... I had Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe standards in mind.
Right.
That's
the first thing that I thought of when I saw this.
You'll be severely disappointed if you go in with those expectations. Yeah.
Bummer.
Yeah, kind of a bummer indeed. Not that it's definitely someone's flavor. It wasn't bad by any means. It's just my expectations being my most anticipated book of the week, and anticipating it for months since I was a couple months. It was teased. I've been all over this, but hopefully the last 4 issues, or I'm assuming it's gonna go 5 issues. It plays out. We'll see.
Right on.
Yeah. What's next?
Vader.
Yes. Dark Visions. Dennis Hopeless. Paulo Villanelli and Arif Prianto, covered by Greg Smallwood. So, this was a last second whatever. I was going to pass on it, and then I saw it staring at me, and now I'm so mad that this isn't an ongoing. I want this to be Vader. I like anti-hero Vader.
Yeah, definitely.
This is dope. And you being a Star Wars fan, I told you, I was like, don't sleep on this book. Read this.
I hadn't planned to. Yeah.
Oh, good. Because it went under my radar. I didn't have it on my pull list, is what I'm saying. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You want to kind of tell us about this a little bit? We got Vader crash landing on planet Synap.
Yeah, so we've got him on this planet, and he's fighting this giant, godlike worm thing.
Oh, man, it's a kaiju, is what it is. He's fighting a kaiju.
Much, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but this kaiju is the god of Synap, and these people, and it's all narrated by a civilian, just a random civilian, this blue person. And it's done in a very nice way. Like, normally I don't like these type of narrative type of stories. Like, I want it to be in Vader's voice, not some freaking weird little blue man group.
I think it really works here with painting Vader to be this valiant knight.
Because it's got to be told through someone else's eyes. Like, because no one's ever seen Vader at least I've never seen Vader like this. And being that this is one of my favorite bad guys of all time and all of everything ever made.
Fair enough, yeah.
Dude, this book, give it a proper rundown, man.
There's really not much more to say. Vader is fighting this thing. It looks like he's about to get destroyed, even though his sword is hurting him, which these people have never been able to do.
You're right. There really isn't a whole lot to say. It's 16 pages of action. 16 pages of Vader on a fucking black stallion alien horse fighting a kaiju is what this is. And there's no way to really give it a rundown without giving it a panel, Vader stabbing it through the eye, Vader decides to go in this way, Vader slices it through the guts. This is just action-packed, but at the same time, I get my money's worth. Because it's narrated over top properly. It's not just like, well, here's a bunch of, a whole bunch of blood with no words. It's being described in a very elegant way. And then at the end, Vader, he kills this kaiju, and the kid's like, thank you. And he's like, do not thank me. And
today the Force shines upon you.
Yeah, and then in the back,
I really do like how this kid's narrating him though as this black knight with a flaming sword.
Yeah, and then as things just tend to work out for Vader, he jumps on the little freaking spaceship and heads up into space onto the next.
He's on his TIE fighter and he gets ported back into the Star Destroyer. And
meanwhile, the kid, he tells stories of how he killed the kaiju with his flame sword and all of that stuff. And he never really tells the story of Vader because he's the only. Everyone lives underground under fear of this.
Right, and these people are landlocked. They're not part of the Empire.
Right.
So they do. The story of Vader. He is the hero.
Right, well, it's not the story of Vader though. It's this kid saying, "Oh, I did all of this."
Right. And this Black Knight, which is Vader, is their hero now.
Yeah, it's so cool, man. This was, I really thought that this was going to be a ham-fisted type of story. See, I got it right this time. But no, this was very, very, it was just so good, man. This is what I want out of Vader all the time, forever.
I don't want every story to be like this.
I
like all of Vader, but no. This is
good. I mean, I like his methodical plotting and all of that stuff, and his, but just, you just got to see Vader and all of his badassery single-handedly taking on a kaiju.
Just that powerful figure against impossible odds and coming out victorious.
Yes. incredible. More Marvel. Deadpool, number 10, Legacy 310. Scotty Young. Scott Hepburn filling in for Nick Klein this time. Dude needs a break, he's a beast. And Ian Herring coloring. So, I can tell you right now, just based off the cover, got a first appearance of a new villain. Will he play out longer than Kill Puddle? I sure fucking hope so. And I think even Kill Puddle's mentioned in here, I'm not gonna lie. So, did you not read Deadpool? Okay. Eventually, Scotty Young's run is coming to an end, I think after issue 15.
Mm-hmm.
He and Nick Klein have secret projects to work on. They won't even tell me who's taking over Deadpool. I imagine because they're not telling me it's going to be someone pretty badass. But I've really grown to like Scotty Young's voice for old Wade Wilson.
Yeah,
I like
I definitely plan to pick up the trades when they come out. But
yeah.
So
it's really just been a whole bunch of one-shots. So far it's really been 10 one-shots of Deadpool.
Sounds awesome.
So, yeah,
So it is something that I could just jump in next issue.
Easily. Absolutely. Easily.
Not
We got a few more. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, in this, we got, Deadpool, he keeps arriving to his jobs, and starts out like he's on the phone with Hammerhead, and he's like, I don't think you should pay me. And Hammerhead's like, but the dudes are dead, and blah, blah, blah. You're going to tell me you shouldn't be paid. He's like, yeah, the guys are all dead, but I didn't do it. Like, I showed up and they were already dead. And so we're hinting like someone's arriving here first. And that becomes a trend for a few pages. And we keep seeing this, like, good night homage. So they're like, oh, that's probably what this bad guy's name is. So then Deadpool tries to eventually, like, set up Good Night to come in. And he brings in this D-list villain. Like, oh, we're going on a duck hunt. So he keeps being referred to as Bob. I forget what his actual villain name is.
Mm-hmm.
I tried looking it up. I didn't have enough to go off of with Marvel.
He
Bob,
looks
Deadpool.
familiar.
Yeah,
I know him from somewhere.
Yeah, I know. I feel like an idiot for not knowing. So yeah, no, he's like sets this dude up to, you know, be bombarded by Good Night. And finally, after like 10 hours and him starving, he's like, you know what? I'm fucking out of here. And on cue, as soon as he leaves, Good Night shows up and just beats the fuck out of Deadpool. Like, easily. Just, it's like 3 pages of him just breaking him in half. And eventually Wade passes out and he wakes up and he's being explained that this Good Night fella, he's like, you hurt me back when I was young, so no, I'm gonna hurt you. So he's got him all fucked up and... So we might actually get like 2 consecutive issues leading into one thing. So
Cool.
Now if you were to jump into issue
now
11...
I'll get confused. Alright.
No, you won't, because I told you everything. Everything. It's a whole lot of action, it's Deadpool-y, it's goofy, there's chimichangas. So, yeah. That was our cue for the next book. Age of X-Men, Prisoner X, number 1. I went with the Lee Nyuk variant connecting thing again, because you don't stop at, 3 of 5. So now I'm at 4 of 5. So Prisoner X. You didn't read this one?
I did not read this one.
No, okay. So this is Bishop's first day of prison. He's going through the yard and he's getting hazed by a big old bearded beast and my girl Gabby, Honey Badger. Meanwhile, he keeps having these little flashbacks. And he's like, oh, I know that we're better than this. This is not who we are. And, because every time Beast goes to haze him, and it's like, oh, yeah, I remember when I helped you fix the deflibla or on my gun. So, but there's no convincing these guys. And then eventually, Bishop sees that there's someone else in the prison. I want to say it's Armor. I can't tell for sure because once they did this Age of X-Men thing, like they started changing up the designs a little bit, the character designs. But yeah, no, they realized that. Oh yeah, no.
What's Armor doing in prison? I thought she was part of the.
I don't know who's that. Looks like Armor to me. I don't know.
I don't think it's Armor.
Whoever it is.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. But she's in prison, and apparently, her and Bishop realize that, oh, no, I'm starting to have flashbacks, too. I thought I was the only one. Let's take a second to admire Beastbeard, though. Because that's the true hero of the story.
Beastbeard.
Beastbeard. That character design, actually, I gotta say, is the best Beast has ever looked. That's freaking cool. as like odd and far-fetched as that might be, that's easily, at least in my opinion, the best Beast has ever looked. I'm not a beard guy, but he just looks so freaking rugged there, man. Like, he's been in prison for a bit. So, yeah, no, it's them trying to figure shit out. Eventually, after prison riots or whatever, as that happens, Bishop goes to lay down. He has a little dreams about apocalypse and some other shit, teasing him about a dream. Then he wakes up, and there's a little note in his cell that says, "The dream is real, reality is false, get out." And that's where it ends. So, a bit of a mind fuck there. I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, more of just setting up this alternate universe that they've created and will soon destroy, I'm sure.
Yeah, I would like to think so. So, yeah, no, it's the little mini series have been fine. It's hit or miss, as I expected them to be. And like I said, I knew it entailed 25 issues. You can't expect them all to be gold.
Right.
At least this one had some talking points,
Fair enough.
And the biggest one, I think, being my boy Mike Spicer did the colors on that. I recognize that name from Murder Falcon. He watercolored that, so that was pretty cool. I forgot to give a shout out. My mouth isn't going to allow me to pronounce this right. Ayala? That's definitely wrong. And Germán Peralta were the other creative people on that. I kind of skipped that. My bad. More X-Men. Uncanny X-Men number 13. Legacy 632. Matthew Rosenberg. Salvador La Roca and Guru Effects doing colors. And Salvador La Roca and Rachel Rosenberg did the cover. It's a freaking sweet cover, man. It's got all the, you'll find out, who are all those guys? Well, they own a list of some sort. And we'll get to that now. So, they're in a pool hall. All the remaining mutants that have been rounded up by...
hiding in a bar.
Yeah, they're hiding in a bar. And eventually, I'm not sure how it comes about. To be honest, I read it a couple of times, and I think it's just kind of like a MacGuffin at this point. But there's a list. And
yeah, these are people that I think are either hiding mutants or will harm mutants.
If you take a look at the list, they're all mutants that have been known to be evil at one point or another. So, yeah, but I'm guessing they're all in hiding because we haven't seen any of these guys in any of the other Age of X-Men stories. And that's why those are so important, I believe, is because they're letting you know who's not going to be found in Uncanny.
And they're not just gone, and, oh, hey, they're back. No, they've been doing something this whole time. Right.
So, yeah, no, they're going through, like, oh, no, we gotta find these X-Men. And they're like, oh, we don't kill them, or not X-Men, mutants. They're like, oh, we don't kill them anymore. But we're gonna do something. We're gonna arrest them, something.
My favorite part of this issue, though, is when Wolverine, he goes back to the school and went to some of the tunnels and got some equipment. And he got the old uniforms. We got the old 90s uniforms. We got the brown Wolverine costume. We got the old bandolier style Cyclops. I love it.
These are the classic costumes. And if this doesn't get you all juicy, then I don't think you really like X-Men as much.
No, this is my favorite part. I love this flashback to the old costumes.
I know a lot of people are like, oh, not my X-Men. And no, the X-Men haven't been great since the 70s and blah, blah, blah. No, man, I'm sorry. It's coming back.
It's all about the 90s. And another 90s throwback is when they throw Dark Beast in there. He might be older than that, but I don't remember him until, I think it was X-Men Alpha that I first saw him.
Well, Dark Beast, he ends up being like the full antagonist, or the main antagonist of this story.
Yep.
They go looking for their answers, and they're trying to track down Jamie, I think, Multiple Man. And then, like, Cyborg Jamie's come out. And they're like, oh, yeah.
Experimented on.
Right, and then, Alpha, or Jamie 1, what do they call him? Alpha Jamie? What, I forget what it is. I know there's a word for it.
The real one.
Yeah, the real.
Jamie Prime.
Jamie Prime. I knew that's what it was. He explains, like, oh, no, this is Dark Beast, like, demented ways fucking with us, and then you see Dark Beast and you're like, oh shit, he's cyborged himself.
Yeah, he got all technified.
Yeah, man, and we got a sweet design after a shit ton of ads for War of the Realms. That's been the bane of my existence this week, of these damn double quadruple page spreads.
War of the Realms, I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, no, it's a little thing that's gonna happen.
Huh.
But so then we get the X-Men fighting Dark Beast, and it's a frickin' sweet fight. And
indeed.
Yeah. Oh man. And after it's all said and done, they're back at the bar having a drink, and they look on the news, and they realize that there's mutants are starting to expose themselves, and they particularly notice that their boy Banshee is around, and we haven't seen that name in a while.
No, we haven't. And is that also Forearms I saw in that surveillance?
I'm not sure who that was. I really don't know.
It looked like Forearms.
I don't know. See, I was trying to figure out who that was. I don't know who Forearms is.
Remember, maybe his name isn't Forearms, but remember the young X-Men team when they were fighting and they got their butts kicked by the guy with Forearms? Well, that sure looks like his silhouette.
Oh, shoot, maybe. But then they zoom in and they see Banshee. And,
yep.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this was a great issue, man.
Yeah, I'm liking Uncanny still.
It's rebuilding a team. This obviously isn't the full team. I think we've got a ways to go before we're established as okay, this is the Uncanny X-Men team.
I think they've got a lot planned. I think we have got a long road ahead of us for sure.
But in the meantime, they're using all of these mutants.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna be an X-Men for a second. You're gonna be an X-Men for a second. Matthew Rosenberg is the Oprah of mutants right now. Just you gotta have an issue. You gotta be important. You gotta be important, and it's working great. I don't think
we're definitely getting a who's who of the mutants.
And the costumes are back, man.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Even if it's only for a short period, I appreciate it. And that's the X-Men that I grew up on. That's the X-Men I know and love.
And they were very aware of it. Look, we tried to find some costumes. It's slim pickings right now on account of
Brown Wolverine.
Oh man, it's good. It's good. And just the Cyclops design. It's not just these guys they're alive. It's not just that they're alive now.
I love that it still feels like that Logan and Scott dialogue. Sure, we understand that every problem, needs to be solved by stabbing with the guy with hands or knives for hands.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and sure, and everybody needs a hug for the man wearing looking through the world at rose-colored glasses. It's so perfect.
Oh yeah, and a great issue. Probably, I don't know. It might be one of my favorite issues so far out of the 13.
No, bold.
Yeah. Immortal Hulk, number 14, Legacy 731. Al Ewing, Kyle Holtz, guest arting, and Paul Mounts, covered by the legendary Alex Ross. So we start out here with the funeral of Thunderbolt Ross, Tony Stark given the Eugoogly, and...
Eulogy.
I'm pretty sure it's Eugoogly. And Betty is Thunderbolt Ross's daughter, I'm
Correct.
assuming.
Also, Bruce Banner's wife.
Oh, okay, that makes things interesting. Right on. Okay, that explains a little bit more attention. Now, you take it from here.
So, we have Thunderbolt Ross. He's dead. She visits his funeral. Well, when she gets back, Betty, there is a man sitting on her porch, and that is none other than Bruce Banner. And he just wants to apologize. He didn't call. Everybody thought he was dead for a long time. She never gave up hope. Well, they embrace each other, and... she tells him it's not safe, get in the house. And she's right, it's not safe.
Shots fired.
There's a man looking through a sniper scope at them the whole time.
Mr. Agent Burbank.
Yep. And, he was one of the ones that went to hell with Bruce Banner, and, he came back, and he ain't happy about it.
Oh, that's who that was. Thank you. I was like, I don't understand his part in here. But we have to mention who gave him those orders, and that goes back to the funeral. Mr. Reginald 14.
Yep.
Is kind of he walks into the funeral with his just crotches swinging, and he was like, I'm better than you in every way, Betty. Thunderbolt Ross looked at me. He's more of a son-like figure than... Yeah,
he was definitely closer to Ross than Betty was.
He's just rubbing in the relationship or whatever. And then...
I didn't really get that vibe.
Oh,
Maybe.
No, I totally got that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's, 100%. So then, I had to go back to relate, who gave the order of Burbank to take out, and it just circles back around to this Reginald guy that we saw at the funeral. So,
right.
I just had to mention that. So yeah, but
she does have some tricks up her sleeve, so they're not able to listen to the conversation, and they're not able to have any kind of mystical monitoring, except they do have thermal recognition. So, but they can't tell who's who. And this sniper, he doesn't want to let him go. He's being told explicitly not to take the shot. Do not take the shot. But he takes the shot.
He misses.
He doesn't hit Bruce Banner. He hits Betty.
Yep. Oops.
And it's nighttime, and the Hulk is pissed, and he comes out, and he's ready to smash.
And Hulk smash.
And Hulk does smash.
Mm-hmm. He goes after Burbank.
He does
but
go after Burbank. But Burbank gets away.
Well, no, Burbank is standing there shooting his, what does he say, like his...
10 cal, or 100 cal.
Yeah, it's 100 cal.
1,000 cal.
1,000 cal. Yeah, that's what it is. He's launching 1,000 cal.
And it blows a giant piece of the Hulk's head off.
It does. And just before it ends, we get a quick glimpse of what's going on back at the old house with the death and whatnot.
So Betty got shot through the head. Well, she was also the Red She-Hulk.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know she was Red She-Hulk at one point.
And it is nighttime.
So
and she was shot at night, and we get her eyes opening up and turning bright red.
Yeah, so cliffhanger.
But one thing I don't know is, who is this guy with the green hair?
That's the thing. Is the doctor.
I'm your doctor.
Okay, I think. All right. I can't remember his name. I want to say that he first appeared in issue number 2.
Okay. Did he?
I want to say.
I don't remember.
Yeah. I could be wrong on that, but I think this is the reason why issue number 2 financially is like blowing up to like $60 or whatever, because we got a first appearance of this professor.
I'll have to go back and read it.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna have to borrow it from me, because I don't think you're spending that kind of money unless you buy it digitally, because it's an expensive book now. But yeah, no, it's this whole series is just shooting up. Every issue that comes out, the series is worth more and more. People are loving this Hulk story.
I'm one of them for sure. I've never been the biggest Hulk fan, but this has converted me.
Yeah, no, this is just a different style. It's not like, oh, Hulk smash, Hulk sad. This is like, oh shit, Hulk is like super depressed and like Hulk is fucking shit up. Like this is Hulk to an extreme on every level.
Hulk too, not just angry smash.
Well, Banner and Hulk separated. They're two different people now, practically. You know, and we got an establishment of night and day. Like that's a pretty cool thing that Ewing did, making that happen. So yeah, no, this has been great, and Kyle Holtz did a great job stepping in for Joe Bennett, who usually pencils and inks this. So
yeah,
great job
all around.
Yeah, no, it's a very strong issue. I think I like this issue more than I like the whole One Below All arc.
Yeah, that one was a little poetic.
It's just not my steez, man. Not my type of comic.
I get that.
But this was much more linear and.
This is getting back to the first few issues in that style for sure.
Yeah, but still stays on the topic of horror. Like I mean,
very much so. It has a whole vibe.
Well, and that you gotta credit the art for that too, because it's pure gore. I mean,
definitely.
as gory as Marvel will allow.
Oh, this whole team is just killing it.
Yes. Avengers No Road Home number 4 Legacy 711. Who do we got on this? Jim Zub, Mark Waid, Al Ewing again, Sean Izaski, and Marcio Menez. Cover, I guess I got hit with the connecting variant from Phil Noto. I've got half of the variants on this. I haven't been paying attention when my LCS throws my box together, so whoops. But I like all the covers regardless. This is a sweet Phil Noto cover. So did you read No Road Home?
I did.
All right. So in this for the majority, it is the origin of Nyx and her children.
Yeah.
Quick rundown: Hypnos being the god of sleep, he was born to protect her dreams and guard her in the night. That's why she had him. Pati and Dolos were born out of her frustration of
Zeus's lies and deceits.
Yeah. Yes. And her most powerful, Osius, was born out of hate when she was cast out with her other children's. So then it flashes forward to back where, the fighting was happening. And, what do we got here? Oh, it's Vision, Hercules, and Scarlet Witch, along with Spectrum, trying to take on...
Hercules, mostly.
Hercules is under the possession. Remember in the last issue how he got stabbed with the... So
he's still filled with hatred.
Right. And Scarlet Witch is blind. But that ain't hindering her none, because... Yeah. And the Spectrum is just blowing shit up, because... She's Spectrum.
Totally.
It's a powerful bitch. We were having a conversation about that. This is the book that... Yeah. So... meanwhile, the other half of this new team...
Spectrum, formerly known as...
Captain Marvel.
Oh, right.
That's right. So, during all of this, we know that the Nyx's mission is to regather all of her soul shards so she can...
The night that was and the night that has yet to be.
Right. And we know that one of these soul shards is in the beard of the librarian.
Yep.
So she's after the librarian. Everyone protect the librarian. No one can protect the librarian.
She goes through his chest to get it.
Yep, she sure does. Just like she did through the eyeballs of Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
This is actually a surprisingly gruesome book for being a Marvel book. An Avengers book. So yeah, and then the final page is really the seller on this whole thing, because you're like, oh no, Hypnos and nighttime and all that. Like, they're really selling the Hypnos thing, I think, in the beginning, and they just kind of like sweep it under the rug. They'll forget, and then bam, it made the reveal that much better because Hypnos is trying to fight Nightmare, and Nightmare come to me. What's the word? Recruits. Hawkeye and Rocket and Hulk.
Yep. So
and
now
then
we got the rest of the team joining the fight.
Oh yeah. Fighting Hypnos in the Nightmare world, and Nightmare's world, protecting Nightmare's realm.
It's a good page.
Oh, it's a sweet page, because once again we get an amazing character with a sword on a black demon horse, and this time it's Hulk. This is cool, man. This is cool. We didn't have any of the little bickering between Hulk and Hawkeye in this one. Like, as fun as that is, I was like hoping, I hope this doesn't go on forever, because this is really a horse they could beat to death. Yeah. And no, they just chose to like completely forget about the three most interesting characters of this new team until the last page, and I think it was very, very well told. And it's hard to do when you've got three different writers on the same story.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how long this one's going to keep my attention, but so far so good.
Yeah, it's important to the War of the Realms lead up and all of that. I promise. It's worth hanging on to.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Avengers.
Yeah, last Marvel book of the week that I'm going to talk about is Avengers number 16, Legacy 706. Jason Aaron, David Marquez, Eric Arcianega, covered by David Marquez and Matthew Wilson. So, as we know, Ghost Rider is under the possession of the Shadow Colonel and the Legion of the Undead.
He's being controlled.
Yeah, and in the last issue, the Avengers showed up to make sure that's not a thing anymore. So we get pretty much 20 pages of just the Avengers battling the Legion of the Undead and Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider gives Captain Marvel a penance stare, which is dope until you realize it doesn't fucking work.
But now I want to see the penance bomb.
Yeah. Oh, there's just so many great things. And then we get the side of the story where it gets all like sneaky, like the less actiony side of the story. And this is Dracula trying to manipulate the Winter Guard, making a deal. I was like, check it out. I'll give you the Avengers. I know that you guys want the Avengers.
To live out the last of my few days remaining.
Yeah, he's like, I don't even need to be Dracula's castle. Like, this last century has sucked. I'm tired of carrying Transylvania on my back. So I'm going to, I'll give you the Avengers. You make sure I could just live out my few, whatever, alone in peace.
Yep.
So the Winter Guard's like, okay.
Except Red Widow wants to make sure that he doesn't have any other secrets, so she starts one by one killing all of his consorts right in front of him. Yeah. And then it gets really crazy, because during the whole battle with the Legion of the Undead and the Avengers and Ghost Rider, the Legion actually escapes, and they sneak off, and they've got missions of their own. They go to the prison where Dracula is being held. They got rats with bombs.
Blood grenade rat bombs. And these
vampire blood.
Yes, so they're gonna purpose.
So this confused me, because I know that they wanted to hunt and kill all these vampires, but apparently they've killed enough of the weak and gentrific ones. Now they want to create a new army.
Yeah. So yeah, he's.
And they're
I was
using
a little
these
confused
crazy
by that
villains to do it. So why not?
I don't know, man. I'm not questioning Jason Aaron. Like, I thought that was kind of like, oh shit, I gotta make something happen real quick in a couple pages. So I was like, oh, let's just do this. But I'm okay with that one. Jason Aaron could get away with it too.
Well, it could be one of those classic stories of, well, if you do your job too well, then people don't need you anymore.
It might be, because he is
forgotten.
the greatest. Yeah,
could be.
Very right.
But one of my favorite parts about this one also was that while Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider, was under the control of the Shadow Colonel, he was in his own personal hell. And his own personal hell, since he's from Los Angeles, is in gridlocked traffic that's going nowhere.
Oh yeah, and there's I can't forget about the big reveal at the end.
Yep, we've got somebody
Johnny
talking to
Blaze!
him.
Johnny
got
Blaze.
Johnny Blaze
is
and
that,
Robbie Reyes.
Like, yeah. So is Johnny Blaze back now? Is that what I get?
Well,
out
he's
of
in
it?
hell, and he was the greatest Ghost Rider that ever existed.
And the whole time you realize that Johnny Blaze is the one that's narrating this,
Yeah.
not necessarily Robbie.
No, I think it's Robbie that was narrating it. I think Johnny Blaze is the other voice that was talking to him.
Okay, is that what it was? All right, I wasn't 100%.
Yeah, because even
sure.
in the narration, they were saying that I'm from Los Angeles.
I thought
yeah,
so.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, I thought so. Yeah, no, I thought that was great. Like this book was just filled with great.
Avengers hasn't had a bad issue yet so far.
No, there's been some stronger than others, but it's this vampire war shit has been incredible. I mean, and anybody that knows me knows I can give two goddams about anything that has to do with vampires until Blade's in this bitch. And I didn't even mention Blade in this, but Blade just whoops that ass.
And talking about how Robbie Reyes gets out of the mind control is Blade says he was down with a sickness, so Blade sucks it out of it.
That's
and
right.
if anybody makes any jokes, they're getting beaten to death with nunchucks.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot he had to suck his fucking neck.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good stuff, man. That was a great book. Great book. Do we have any other mainstreams to check out?
I think that'll do it on my part.
All right. Well, let's talk about our indie of the week. From Suspicious Behavior Productions, we have Invasion from Planet Wrestletopia. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about issues number 1 and 2. Both of them. Let's talk about... Oh, man. Alright, I gotta give you guys the creators here. So when these guys sent me this book, I'm not even gonna lie, I bumped them up. I'm like, alright, no, you guys can go next. Because this is awesome. I'm gonna apologize ahead of time on your names, though. Matt Enton, Ed Kuchnell, Dan Shukad, and Marissa Louise? What does that say? I'm so sorry. Yeah, Marissa Louise. Yeah, oh man. So all you guys, and I didn't mention the letterers, you guys got a hell of a creative team here. So let's just talk about what this book. What could a book called Invasion from Planet Wrestletopia possibly be about?
Is it about puppies?
It's not.
Unicorns.
Surprisingly, no. It actually has to do with alien wrestling.
That was going to be my next guess.
That was going to be my 80th.
Oh, man. I feel sorry.
We'd have been here a while.
we actually cut 78 of those guesses out. Oh, man. It is now dusk. So let's talk about this book. I have it pulled up on issue 2 here, but I'm going to talk about issue 1 because...
Yeah, what happens to issue 1? I didn't read that.
All right, it follows the character of Rory Landell, and he is this badass wrestler on Earth, and that's pretty much what we're getting here. He's the first 34-page spectacular is him, proving his whatever. And at one point or another, he makes this announcement. He's like, I'm not just the champion of Earth. I am the intergalactic champion. And then, unfortunately, I think he was supposed to stage a fight or something, and it doesn't go right, and he ends up kind of getting banned. And long story short, he ends up living in Mexico.
Goes to somebody else.
Yeah, he's like a bum in Mexico or whatever, and he's just chugging along.
He's kicked out of his house.
Yeah. So, issue 2 starts out with pretty much the divorce or whatever. He's leaving his kid behind. Yeah.
He's kicked out.
Yeah. And this is him, off to Mexico. And meanwhile, we get these observers from above.
Yep,
or actually,
planetarium.
Not from above, the planetarium. They observe some observers. Right. Everyone's a voyeur.
Aliens. We got this new spacecraft. What are they doing? Looks like they're building a steel cage around Earth.
And that right there, that's when I was like, oh my god, this is not like your WWE wrestling now. Not that I have anything against that. I could just say that I stopped watching wrestling like a year after it became the WWE, and so it kind of gives you an idea of my age a little bit. Like WWF, man, that was the steel cage match back when that was real blood, and oh my god! And just as soon as I saw them building a steel cage match around Earth, I gotta say again, I am not a wrestling fan now, but I'll be damned if I was. Oh, I was such a wrestling fan as a kid, man.
I never was.
So this book didn't grab you like the boo-boo like it did me.
No, But by the end of it, okay, I'm interested. I like the art.
Yeah,
and I want to see where they're going with this one. I mean, we got this planetary invasion.
Well, are we gonna possibly get a father-son team up? Because our Rory here is following in the footsteps of his father, Henry Landau, and he was the human torture rack back in his day, which was Lex Luthor's old. It was a torture rack. Oh yeah, I remember. So he's laying in bed with his new boo, apparently estranged from his son, or at least for the last few days, and he sees this incoming message.
Wait, so that's his father?
Yes.
That's the guy that was kicked out.
This older gentleman here is the father of the guy that was kicked out.
Okay.
Because if you look in this issue here, you could see like this panel here is very
about him and his son.
No.
Okay.
Well, no, he was kicked out too. Like
right.
So, yeah. I'm sorry, we're confused. No, he was kicked out.
I thought you were talking about Rory and his son as a team up, not Rory and his father.
Right.
Okay, I got you.
Right. Yeah, my bad. No, I'm talking about whatever. I'm talking about Rory and his father. That's what I'm talking about. So yes. So in the first issue we get this. It's left off. It introduces the beings from above from Planet Wrestletopia. Be like, what? You can't claim victory. No, we gotta check this shit. And
Please tell me that you read this guy's voice as Macho Man Randy Savage.
You can only read this guy's voice as people of the herd. Not long ago, I received.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, it was just like Macho Man. I can't help it. It's there.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, the stars they shook and many moons did quake, for there was a disharmony in the heavens.
And that right there, the dialogue. There's so like in the first issue, there is this. It's so Ric Flair dialogue in the first. I'm your lean, mean, bleed.
Oh yeah, you definitely get some of that here too.
It went on for like 37 freaking talk bubbles. It was so good, and you gotta credit the writer for that, because he's just like, you know what? Keep it going. I'm just gonna keep it going. You ain't had enough yet? Oh no, he's still dick swinging, big flinging. Like 6 pages.
Rooting, tooting, gun shooting. Oh yeah.
Yep. Oh dude, and I have a feeling that they're gonna continuously homage all these great like wrestler intros and all that and you could tell like that's. And let me explain the person that you were like Macho Manning here is Manifest Destiny is the character's name.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Manifest Destiny!
He says it at the beginning of his whole monologue there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, no, it's...
Manifest Destiny, you are not the one true galactic champion, it said.
But these guys aren't just wrestlers. I mean, we've got armies shooting at them and tanks hitting them and them lifting up tanks. Like, this is going to be a hell of a wrestling match.
Yeah, because this is like little old human, like Rory. Like, he might be king shit on Earth, but he's got to fight some alien wrestlers now.
Or impervious.
And this is Planet Wrestletopia. This, man, if you liked wrestling at any point in time, at least from the time, if you're old like me,
this is definitely for that wrestling fan.
Oh my god.
So much so.
Oh, so much, because the writer just knows these voices and the art style. The art style goes very, very well with this tone of story.
Oh, the art's great.
And it still has its adult themes as well. So, I mean, but, man, this story's so good. There's a big thing that I just found out about this book, though. Big announcement. Starburns Industries Press decided to go ahead and make Invasion from Planet Wrestletopia #3 a free comic book day book this year.
Oh, no way. That's awesome.
So, you heard it first from us, I think.
You hope.
I hope. This just in. So yeah, no, this is awesome. I can't praise this book enough. It was everything I hoped it would be. It really was. The fact that I kind of lost my voice talking about it means that they did good. And I kind of got a scratchy voice now, so sorry from here on out. But yeah, no, and I know when I showed you this book, I was like, this is probably not going to be a Justin book, but I still think there's going to be things about
this that you appreciate. I definitely liked it. I just probably didn't appreciate it as much as you, because I've never been the wrestling fan.
Gotcha.
Like, the only real wrestling I've been exposed to is when I went and hung out with my friends at their house, and they would watch it, Like, yeah, just not for me. But this is a fun read.
I'm waiting for that Jake the Snake reference. Like, I want to see what type of weird reptilian creature he tries to parody in here. There's so many, like, I mean, obviously, I want to see, like, the Big Show, or not the Big Show, Andre the Giant. Like, I know that's the era that he's going with. Man, I just, guys, Matt, I'm going to give your names a shot one more time. Matt Enton, Ed Kuchnell, Dan Skade, fucked it up, and Marissa Louise.
Sorry, guys, we're bad at names. We'll be the first to tell you.
Well, and, you know, I'm drinking, and I got a speech impediment when it comes to names, so yeah. But we're gonna type it just perfectly when we tweet you guys out. I promise.
That's right.
I'm not gonna mistype it. So yes, thank you guys so much. Suspicious Behavior Productions. Keep a lookout for them. You guys keep sending us your indie stuff.
We love talking.
We've got a few more on deck too. So at this point, you know, we've got room. Keep, you know, send us a few more. Webcomics are better. The shorter the better. But if you got a whole bunch of stuff to send us your best stuff.
Yeah. What do you think represents what you got?
Yeah, your latest stuff, whatever. You guys know what to do. So thank you so much to Invasion from Planet Wrestletopia. Cheers, man.
Guys.
That was great. Well, let's talk about honorable mentions.
Let's mention them.
The first book I didn't read because I'm waiting for the series to finish. It's taking forever. Doomsday Clock number 9. I heard this issue was dope. Still waiting for all 12 to come out, and I binge read them. But yeah, no, series is taking forever. I hear what's his name? Dr. Manhattan refers to like a whole new 52 type of thing again, so there's that whole, I don't know, I hear it's a pretty important badass issue. It's a very redeeming issue. A lot of people are like, oh, it was worth the wait. I'm still waiting. I can't retain all that information, man, especially with a DC book sometimes. Image Comics, The Walking Dead, I will probably never catch up, but I'm gonna pretend.
Jeremy
I'm gonna keep
will tell you
them.
all about it one day.
I know, one of these days. More Image Comics, Cemetery Beach number 7 is wrapped up, so now I could finish the last 4 issues, binge all those. Eventually, maybe we'll give you a Cemetery Beach podcast. Can't say for sure. It depends on the talking points I find. It was a crazy first 3 issues. I'll give you that. Another one from Graphic India, Grant Morrison's 18 Days, Karna, Legend of the Six Suns. So this is a very thick.
Ooh, that is thick.
Yeah, no, it's almost like a mini trade type of thing.
Wow, nice.
No, I picked it up because it looks like something you'd be into, or even you, Mason. But it's Grant Morrison, so I'm sure it's great. So yeah, no, there's definitely stuff, you know.
Looks really interesting based off the cover. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And you know, only a $4 price tag at that type of quality.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. So, did you have any honorable mentions? No?
I think I talked about everything we're talking about.
Gotcha. Well, let's get on to the shiny shit now, shall we? I like it. Wall books. Don't need to explain wall books. This is, I guess I'm going to continue to explain wall books. Wall books they're the books that go on my wall. Not necessarily bought them for the story, but they, I like the covers. Yeah. First one, sorry, excuse my giggle, Justice League 19. Oh, man. Rob Liefeld did a cover.
You're going to have a Liefeld on your wall.
I don't think I am, actually.
No?
I put it in my box. It was an accidental wall book. I don't have anything against Liefeld. He just doesn't fit with my wall flow.
Not your style.
Yeah, it's just, man, I don't know. I
hate look kind of guy.
Yeah, totally. I'm all about them feets. Oh, no. Superman's packing. I can tell you that much. Yeah, get a big old...
Oh, yeah.
No, look. Here, put it in your face.
Why?
It's so big.
Why?
Exactly, Liefeld, why? The hair lip and all. Batman 66, this is a pretty cool cover, actually. This is one that I didn't order on purpose, but I wasn't mad. I forgot who the cover artist is. Give me just a second. I know it's a good one, too. Doc Shaner. Evan Doc Shaner. Personally, I think the Mikel Janin cover A, just might take the cake for the week. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But this one here was, it's pretty sweet, though. It's got the whole Rogues gallery. It could be placed sideways. You could hang it sideways or portrait. I like it. I know that you pointed it out when we were going through the hype list. Last one is Harley Quinn 59, Derek Chu again, killing these covers, man. And once again, I picked up 2, one for me, one for you. I'm gonna figure out a way to give it away somehow. So, yeah, this is another landscape cover that DC's doing, and this one's it's really cool. I'm not gonna lie, I like the perspective shot here, but yeah. You're looking at me like I haven't been recording the whole time or something. Like you're waiting. Well, let's really fuck with him. We'll make him lose his voice. So yeah, no, that's what I got for wall books this week. Do you have anything sparkly?
Nope.
No?
I don't hang my comics on my wall.
Yeah, I don't. You gotta have a dark hallway. That's the key. Gotta keep it dark.
I got too much sunlight in my house.
Yeah, man. So let's talk about our favorites then. Let's talk about covers. Let's start with cover of the week. What was your cover of the week?
Anytime there's an Alex Ross, man, he just takes the cake for it.
Immortal Hulk, huh?
Yeah, Immortal Hulk. Man and woman embracing with that, mushroom cloud with the Hulk. Yeah, man, so good.
See, I was torn. I was thinking about that, but I think really with my cover of the week, I'd have to actually go with the Galactic Ghost Rider.
Oh, the Cosmic Ghost Rider?
Yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider,
it's a sweet cover, man.
Yeah, well, there's so much to look at. You can spend so much time inspecting that cover.
Okay, good point.
Oh yeah, no, you can easily miss 100 things every time you look at it. That's a good point. Mine goes to Batman 66.
Yeah, you're going to choose that one?
Yeah, Mikel Janin, it's just, the dude has a steez, man. I like the way he uses his colors. It's, his line weight is very precise.
Very talented man.
Yeah, it's dope.
What about interiors?
Interiors? Oh man, that's hard to say.
Vader.
I might have to actually. Vader was amazing.
Vader's good choice.
Vader's an amazing choice, but I'm gonna actually have to go with Justice League. Jimenez, Mr. Mixelplick making the Daily Planet attack, frickin' Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah. That's
just so imaginative, man. I gotta credit the artistic team on that. The artistic team really, beyond Zack Snyder taking a step back from his twisty turny ways, the art team really took 2 steps forward, and I'm like, let's really make this book super interesting. So yeah.
Cool.
For sure.
I'd have to give it to Liam Sharp on Green Lantern.
Yeah, no, that's
especially this week. Man, I love that the gothic horror vibe about it. Just real good.
If I would have had the chance to actually sit down and read the book, I forgot. Normally Liam Sharp has almost always taken the cake for me.
He's so talented.
Yeah. No, but this Justice League was great. What about your favorite number one, like your first time pickup? Because we had a few this week. We had like Vader, we had Ronin. My first time reading.
I want to pick Vader, but it's like not my first time to the character. So yeah, I'll give it to Ronin.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, Ronin's definitely got my number one. Vader was amazing, but Ronin caught me by surprise. So yeah, no, definitely Ronin. And overall, what was the book, man?
That's a tough choice. Avengers. I'm gonna have to get to Avengers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like the Avengers would have been the safe choice, but I am just so happy
with Wrestletopia.
Dude, that's not far off actually. I pondered it. I really did. I did ponder it, especially after going through and juggling it again. But I do got to give it to Justice League. Mr. Mixelplick.
Yeah, both of ours are team books.
Yeah, for sure. I know you didn't necessarily read these, Mason, but out of our extremely detailed and wonderful descriptions, what book really caught your eye the most?
Like the Justice League storyline really was great, and also, like you pointed out earlier, the old man Superman. Future Superman.
Future Justice League? That's so fun.
Future
Superman.
Justice League looks badass.
Dude, all
Good
of them.
design.
And it all comes down to the fucking artist, man. Like, not only did he design the Future Justice League in this book, he made the Daily Planet Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah, good point. That was a pretty good comic.
It was great. So, Senor Jimenez, we salute you. I salute you. Should we get into the next week's hype?
Let's do it.
Let's freaking do it, man. I believe it to be a heavy week. I do believe it to be a heavy week. We got a number 1, Calamity Kate, number 1, by Magdalene Visaggio and Corin Howell, along with Valentia Pinto, from Dark Horse. So you got to shout out a number 1, especially from Dark Horse. But as far as Dark Horse goes, I think that's really about it. Let's jump into DC. And this is a book I've been pretty stoked on. I'm very, very curious to see how this goes. Batman Who Laughs, The Grim Knight, number 1. Scott Snyder and James Tynion IV. You sense my na-na-na-na as I say those names. I don't know what I'm going to get out of this.
Sure.
And Eduardo Risso. And by no means am I trashing the guys. They just have a very... When they work together, I don't know what I'm going to get.
Gabriel Del Auto cover? Ooh, sexy.
Oh, that Del Auto is something else. And as a matter of fact, I might have ordered a couple.
Nice.
Yes. Catwoman, number 9. This one, we don't have Joelle Jones. This is, I think she's taking a break for a second. She will be back, I believe. But we've got Ram V and John Timms on this one. But an Art Germ variant coming, so, yeah.
Cool.
Cover, alright. This is going to be hard to comprehend. Cover 6, number 6.
What?
Yeah. Brian Michael Bendis and David Mack. So this is one of DC's, like Alias kind of was or whatever. It's whatever. The book's called Cover 6. It's a 6-part series, so this is the last whatever. Speaking of 6, Flash number 66. Oh, DC, you're fucking with me here. Joshua Williamson and Scott Collins. Are you going to keep reading Flash? I think I got enough DC.
I've got so much on my reading list.
I've got enough DC, man, especially this week. Justice League Dark, number 9, James Tynion IV, Alvaro Eduardo Martinez Bueno, Raul Fernandez. I don't know if that's all one name or not, but if it is, I salute you.
Also got Red Hood Outlaw, number 32, by Scott Lobdell and Steven Segovia.
Yeah, no, I'm still on the I'm pretty sure it's on my pull list, but I'm on the fence on it, and it goes back and forth with me.
Yeah, like, every other issue for you, pretty much, yeah. I'm enjoying it.
This one, are you finishing out this series?
I'm going to do it, yeah.
Okay, Scooby, Apocalypse number 35 of 36. Keith Giffen, Heath Corson, Pat Olife, and a few others. So, I am anxious for your rundown, your overview next week on this.
Yeah, we'll see if I can figure out everything that's happened. I've only been reading... I've read 2 so far.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Supergirl number 28, Mark Andreyko and Eduardo Pancia. I'm sorry, the names have just been killing me tonight. Sorry, guys. Superman number 9, Brian Michael Bendis, Joe Prado, and a few others. I'm freaking loving this book. And we got a Leafield variant for the masochists out there.
Also got Titans number 35, Dan Abnett and Bruno
Redondo.
Yes.
This book, I can't say, it's a mini series. I read the first one out of nostalgia, and not that the first one was bad. The first one was actually way better than I expected. I just don't think I have room, but I think you should make room. Wonder Twins number 2, Mark Russell and Stephen Byrne. If you guys get the chance to read this before we do our next show and find it suitable, then I will make an attempt and go out and buy a copy. But I'm not going to do it without someone giving me the nudge. So, yeah. Wonder Woman 66. It's like all these books started at the same time. G. Willow Wilson, Carrie Nord, and Mick Gray. Are you going to try Wonder Woman yet?
Nah.
Me either.
I've read some, but I'm off on it.
Yeah. Dynamite's got some James Bond stuff. You got James Bond Origin number 7, Jeff Parker and Bob Q. IDW. Oh, it's a big week for IDW, let me tell ya. We got House of Mock number 5, Christopher Sabella and Sean McManus. I told you on the last one, I was like, if issue 4 doesn't sell me, I'm out. Issue 4 sold me, so we got House of Mock. We're back in. I hope they give me some stuff to talk about, because this book is supposed to be amazing. But my most anticipated book of the week goes to
of course,
the Max 100-page Giant by Sam Keith. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. This is a collection of what Sam Keith believes to be his best or something like that. It's nothing new, but if you're the point of this book is to get a new Max reader. A good jumping on point tells me that if they're trying to prime some new Max readers, we might be getting some new Max stuff. I'm still waiting for them to finish Arkham Dreams, the Batman Max.
Oh yeah.
It's been like a month and a half since.
Time.
Yeah, I'm waiting on that final issue still.
Huh.
So, but I have a feeling they wouldn't be doing this for no reason at all, because it takes a lot of money to put out a 100-page book for only $4 or $5.
Yeah.
You will read this book. And I'm not expecting you to read all 100 pages for review, but I am buying you a copy of this book because you need to be versed in Max.
If you think I need to read some Max, I'll read some Max.
Oh my god, you need to read some Max. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Shredder in Hell #2, Mateus Santulawako, and that same name again.
They're just trying to fuck with us now. Oh my gosh.
I did read and review. I don't remember if I got a review the first issue or not, but I did read the first issue. I'm going to leave it to a coin toss as to whether or not I didn't pre-order this book. I don't think. If I did, then I guess I'm reading it, but I'm pretty sure I don't. Yeah, we'll see. This was a very askewed Turtle story, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Shredder in Hell.
I think I remember you mentioning it as an honorable mention.
Yeah, something like that. Another super hype book.
Transformers #1.
Yeah, man.
Brian Ruckley, Angel Hernandez, and Ron Joseph.
Yes. I guess this is a big deal. I've never read Transformers before, but
I've never read a comic. No, loved the cartoons growing up.
Oh, of course. So we got a #1 here. Automatically, I say get this regardless. I'm going to.
Worth checking out.
I hope that I can keep it on the list. Let's move into Image Comics now. We've got
Assassination #1, Kyle Starks and Erica Henderson.
That's an easy name, and you butchered it too.
Yeah, I do my best.
Yeah, man. So this one here, I unfortunately I didn't pre-order it because I missed it. But just based off of the the cover and the synopsis, like there's some keywords in here like hilarious and hitman, and that's a good one. The is always a good indication. But the creators have been involved in some amazing shit. It's just I don't know. It's an Image #1, so it's automatically I think it's worth a shot.
Out.
But I have a feeling that one's gonna stick. Blackbird #6 is taken off. Sam Humphries and Jen Bartel. I'm not reading Blackbird, but I've heard good things. Gunning for Hits #3, Jeff Rogvi and Mortate. I feel like this is that might have been a Brian book I missed. We'll find out. I'm not sure. If you guys know my taste at this point and feel like that's a Brian book, like Murder Falcony, then let me know. Because I hear it's like a Hitman X music talent scout or something like that. So could be badass.
Yeah, I read the first one. Might be up your alley. I'm not sure on that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you did read the first one?
I did read the first one.
Okay. Well, shit, I could have just asked you. You could have saved me 7 seconds of airtime.
Yeah.
7 seconds of voice. 8, 9 seconds, 10 seconds of Murder
Moving
Falcon #6. Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer. You already know how I feel about that.
Murder Falcon.
Outer
Darkness #5, John Layman and Apu Chan.
Yes. That's a Justin book.
I'm loving it.
Rat Queens #15, Curtis J. Wiebe and Owen Genie. I actually read the first couple issues of this when it started way back, and I hear it's still amazing. So yeah.
I've read a couple of reviews and it sounds really good.
I've never heard anything bad about it. I really haven't. Spawn Kills Everyone 2 #4, Tom McFarlane and Will Robson. We're getting the conclusion of frickin' the goddamn, oh man, what do they call the clown? I forgot what they call. They gave him a really cool name. The Clown with the Infinity Gauntlet. That was dope. I botched it. Marvel. Alright, so we got another Conan title. This is a 4 or 5 part miniseries. This one not necessarily entailing Conan. This goes way deep into the lore. I'm not sure how deep. So we got Age of Conan Belit, Queen of the Black Coast, Trini Howard and Kate Nemsick. So we got a female team writing about a female magic pirate. So I'm not sure I have the time to even check it out. Once again, this is one of those books, if you guys read it before we get to review it and you find it to be something that we need to talk about, yeah, we could throw another 20 or 30 pages on, I guess, but...
Let us know.
Yeah. Alright, Age of X-Man, Apocalypse, and the Extracts.
This is the last one, right? The last first issue of
the
this?
last first issue of the 5 mini-series going on. I know, that's a lot of numbers. Tim Seeley and Salva Espin. The good news is Tim Seeley's writing this, so I've got some faith.
Cool.
Tim Seeley single-handedly actually roped me into reading DC Comics with his Nightwing run, so blam.
Sweet.
Yeah, high praises. Spider-Man, number 17, Nick Spencer and Humberto Ramos. You already know we're talking about that. As Guardians of the Galaxy, number 7, Cullen Bunn and Matteo Buffoni. I like to think that after the last rundown, I got you hooked in on that one because it was a fun issue, by far the best issue. I like to think that 7 can stay on par, at least even gain momentum with where 6 was taking us. But I'm very excited, for the first time I could say, since issue 1, I'm very excited for As Guardians of the Galaxy. Another book that we're all tied to, Avengers No Road Home, number 5 of 10, Al Ewing and company, Mark Waid and Jim Zub, along with Sean Izaski. So, yeah, I want to see Hulk on a horse and Nightmare and Rocket Raccoon and Hawkeye beat up Hypnos. That's what's going to happen.
You might get it.
I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. Dead Man Logan, number 5, Ed Brisson and Mike Henderson. We're obviously talking about that book. We've been tied in.
Of course.
It's been great. It actually gets better. A Marvel number 1. You don't miss these. I was going to intentionally miss this one until I found out who was writing it. And this writer has continuously done an amazing job of changing my minds and swaying me on characters I don't or did not necessarily enjoy. This writer being Saladin Ahmed. I did not think that I would be following the Miles Morales Spider-Man story past issue 1. Now it's like my second favorite Spider-Man book.
My favorite.
So when he's taken over the Magnificent Miss Marvel is not a character of mine at all. G. Willow Wilson just could not make that character interesting for me.
Yeah.
Not my character. I have a feeling Saladin Ahmed is going to actually get me starting a run of Miss Marvel. But we'll gotta see what Minkyu Jung does in the art too, because that's definitely gonna play a part. But the fact is, I will be talking about issue number 1 of Magnificent Miss Marvel.
Marvel Tales, number 1.
Marvel Tales Thor.
Yeah.
So Marvel's they're putting all these like 80-year celebration things of all the. I think they did the first one they did was Black Widow. Now they're throwing a bunch of old Thor stories and stuff together. So for $8, you get a collection.
Stan Lee and Jack Kirby stuff in here.
Yeah, man, classic stuff, along with a few others. Well, they're also doing like the Marvel annotated Alex Ross stuff, and in this one, it looks like they chose Angel from the X-Men. So he's just like Alex Ross randomly doing his thing, or like his old stuff and putting it all together. I'm not sure how it works, to be honest. I'm not actually reading it because it's I like to new stuff, not revisit old stuff, at least to you guys. Moving along, Old Man Quill, number 3, Ethan Sachs and Robert Gill. Obviously reading that. Yep. High praises. I want to see this Wasteland story carry on. I want to see what other kind of cameos that Sachs throws in there. Who knows? Maybe he'll resurrect Tony Stark. Punisher, volume 11, number 9, Matthew Rosenberg and Szymon Kudranski. My favorite Marvel book. It's just that freaking good. And I think this is the start of a new run. Yeah, he's out of prison now, so I don't know if this is the end of the current run or if this is going to be the start of the new arc, is what I mean to say. Not run, arc. So I don't know, but this is fun stuff, man. More Spider stuff. Spider-Gwen, Ghost Spider, number 6. Shauna Maguire and Takeshi Miyaza. So finally, I think we're getting the not Spider-Verse Spider-Gwen. I think we're finally getting her story.
Cool.
So, and it's issue 5 was fun. We're learning new powers and everything. Her symbiote can turn into a whole bunch of other little spiders, and it's fun stuff. Spider-Man Deadpool number 47, Robbie Thompson and Matt Harrock. You never mentioned that book before. Well, that's because it's been determined that this run will end at issue number 50. So,
okay.
Get it while the getting's good. Burpeter, Uncanny X-Men Winter's End number 1, Sienna Grace and Nathan Stockman. So, more X-Men, just single stuff they're just throwing at us. This is an Iceman story, I believe. Probably gonna read it just because I'm so into Uncanny X-Men right now and all the mutants. I think I just got a lot of making up to do from not reading any mutants in the 90s.
Oh yeah, well, there's a lot of it to read.
Oh yeah.
We've got, I believe this is the last one for Winter Soldier.
Tis.
Number 4, Kyle Higgins and Rod Reese.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see how you wrap that up for me. X-23 number 10, Mariko Tamaki and Diego Orlategue. I am very, very, very much enjoying this book. And yes. Let's move out of Marvel and into the independents. The last one I want to talk about is a Rick and Morty book. Or no, I'm sorry, second to last. Let's talk about some Go-Go Power Rangers first. Because I am very, very into this book. Number 18 from Boom Studios, Ryan Perot and Eleonora Carlini. And then we talk about Rick and Morty. Jerry, man. Jerry gets a book.
It's his own series.
He totally does. And based off of all of the random Rick and Morty stuff that I've read thus far, like the Dungeons and Dragons and all of that shit, I just have to automatically assume that I fucked up by not pre-ordering this book. I'm betting it's like a 4 or 5 part mini. But Rick and Morty presents Jerry. And as dope as they made Jim Zub made Jerry in the Dungeons and Dragons thing, I like to think that Ryan Ferrier and CJ Cannon make him quite the opposite.
Oh, of
and
course.
The Jerry that we all have grown to despise. So yeah, that is what we are excited for. We would. Do you have anything else that I might have missed, man?
I think that covers it all.
What's your most anticipated book of the week? I already told you mine. It's that Max Hunter Paid Giant. Like, that's mine.
Nothing comes up to the top of my head. I'm just looking forward to them all.
Yeah? Mason, was there anything that you got that popped out to you, man? No? Alright. Well,
Excuse
guys.
the lack of speech there. I had some air problems.
Yeah. No, you were just choking. It's cool. We let that shit go. None of us know CPR. So, I don't... Shh. You're not liable. Yeah, do you have anything else you want to talk about, man?
I think that covers it.
Yeah, no. It's been a good week. There's a lot of stuff to talk about next week, that's for damn sure. I would like to once again shout out Invasion of Planet Wrestletopia. Thank you for sending me your stuff. I enjoyed it.
Yes, we did.
And yeah, we're gonna post all your stuff. We're going to let everybody know where to get their stuff. We got websites, all that good stuff, merch. And once again, free comic book day. Like, that's pretty fucking cool. That's way cool. And other than that, you guys know where to find us, man. Podbean, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Google Play, iTunes.
All the places.
All of the places on the internet. So, with that being said, I think it's time we end the podcast. And, oh shit, only a couple hours this time. So, thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you next week. We got more extra content too before the next big episode. So, surprise. Not really. Spoiler. Cheers. Gotta say the thing. Geek responsibly. Yeah. Oh yeah, Mason, you fucking bam. Here we go. This is a podcast, guys.